Woo! What's going on, everybody?
Guys, what do you think? This Halloween I go as a spider durst.
Dude,
Dude,
you could be Weird Al as Spider-Man. Do it.
That'd be hilarious.
Weird Al Spider bitch.
Yeah,
taking him out,
yeah, I love that.
Just ribbing
Weird
on him
Al
with
Spider
polka
bitch.
music. Oh my god! Every time he punches someone, it makes an accordion noise.
Yes,
That
yes.
would be fucking
love it.
amazing.
I like Spider Ham. You just pull out a hammer and smash a watermelon, like how
Yes.
he does on stage. Smash some fruit.
Bro,
All right.
I have an idea for Halloween now.
There we go. There we go. Welcome everyone to the Geekly discussion. So today we're going to talk about our final theories, whether we changed our mind, whether we think it's the same. Because Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out in a few days. We all got our tickets, I'm assuming, right, guys?
Yep.
Oh no, Melissa, and in jail. Boot her out.
I also haven't gotten my tickets yet.
All right, Melissa, your mic is muted, by the way. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited. I love the fact that they still haven't ruined the whole movie. Thank God. Thank God they still haven't ruined the whole movie.
Yeah, they really haven't shared much outside of Peter mutating.
Yeah.
And Hulk, we still don't even have the story behind that. So yeah, I'm glad that they've been keeping it.
Yeah, hush hush.
It's actually funny. I was talking to Dave about this earlier today. We were talking about Spider-Man a little bit, and we both kind of agreed that their special effects department is kind of taking a nosedive based on the Doomsday trailer.
Oh yeah.
And how the visuals look, and also unfortunately Black Widow I think was rushed and also during COVID. So, but my thought process was like in the conversation was like, if the concern is that it's gonna look cheesy, it's like we kind of expect that nowadays with their movies, right? Like, I want to see Spider-Man. I want to see Tom Holland with 4 arms. Like,
oh yeah.
That would be like, I don't care. That's the thing. We're gonna see it, and we know it's gonna look fucking stupid. Like, even if it looks hyper realistic and they get it to a T, it's still gonna look stupid. That's the point. Like, we're fine with that. Do it.
I'm just saying, man. We've had all types of mutants and different powers.
Yeah,
and all this stuff.
not in the MCU yet.
Well, not in the MCU yet, but it's still good. We got a couple comments already. Edward, what's going on? How's it going? And then Scott Walker, what's going on, Scott? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Well, hold on. I do have to say something. So technically, we have had mutants the whole time. We just couldn't use
technically.
So we've had mutants since the twins, Wanda and Pietro.
They're not mutants.
They're not mutants in the MCU.
They're not mutants.
No, that's
They
right.
don't
No.
have the X.
Well, they did retcon it. They kind of retconned it with
Wanda. They said they straight up said they're mutants.
Yeah.
They just couldn't legally. They couldn't use
in the
mutants
comics.
back then because they didn't have the rights.
No longer mutants. Or I'm sorry, Quicksilver, I believe, is still a mutant, but his powers have changed in origin, and Wanda is not classified as a mutant.
Yeah.
But
It's
their
a
shit
weird
that's the thing. Like they change their shit all the time.
Hold on, guys. Someone's mic is rustling. Who's that?
It's probably me. I'm trying to adjust my headset.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put you on mute for 2 seconds.
Jail.
Yeah, no, but you know what?
Obviously,
I don't even like that though.
Yeah.
I don't like that they're changing that in the comics. This is why I have a hard time, because we all agree that some of the stuff in the older comics is cheesy as hell, right? It doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And then we
Spider-Man
agree
is ranked the 4th strongest superhero in earlier comics, and he's ranked behind Hulk, Thor, and the Thing. So
it's some things don't work. Some things definitely do work. And then it's the same thing with these new age comics, though. Like the new ones are, I don't know. Sometimes they just pull a fast one and everyone's like, really? Why? It's just like, why are we doing this? But, who cares? We got mutants now. We're going to see how it works. Avengers Doomsday looks like trash and it sounds like trash, especially from the leaks being confirmed that they're real, which is crazy to me. But, yeah. Let's get started with Spidey, though, and we'll just truck along and go down our ADHD rabbit hole like we always do.
Let me just say, I don't agree with these guys. I think the Avengers trailer looks fine, and I think the CGI so far for Spider-Man looks fine as well. I
was talking
don't
about
know.
Doomsday CGI.
Movie
we
hasn't
were
come
talking
out
about-
yet. We haven't seen these scenes in context.
Dude, everything that we've seen so far that they said was AI and not real was all in the trailer, and it was real. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's
Doomsday.
the entire trailer that
I would like
AI
to say, if we're talking
recreated or
about
whatever.
Doomsday real quick, I'm not a fan of the change in Namor's suit. I think they should have kept it as is.
Yeah, I mean, and also if the plot is for real, that is confirmed of the leaks. I mean, who's gonna trust a guy named Doctor Doom, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what's funny? I've been watching.
Okay, well, okay,
I've been
but
watching
is
some of my
it
favorite YouTubers, man. Some of my favorite YouTubers on this subject, and yeah, man, it's all like a consensus. It's just like, oh no, Doctor Doom is the one that betrayed us. Like, really,
Listen,
dude?
I will say,
Come on,
in
man.
defense of Doctor Doom, it is his last name. He cannot help it. He can
Fair enough.
he can live like, I've cured cancer. I've literally cured cancer. I can't do anything about the name. Like, you could change it. Well, why don't you change your last name?
Right?
Nigga. Ugh.
That's like Doctor Strange. You should change Strange. It's my last name.
Well, it's kind of, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, so guys, anyone have any different theories, any last theories before Spidey's coming up? Any last theories? Are we sticking with the same? Are we changing some things?
My main thing is still wanting to know what's the purpose of having Tombstone in this movie? Like, what is his role in this film? Because they have not released anything outside of who's playing him and that he's in the movie. They haven't shown anything. They haven't said anything of like how big of a character he's going to be in the film. So I'm wondering, because of that, like how much of an impact if he's the main villain of the film, and they're just keeping that.
I think it's a red herring. I don't think he's the main villain of the film.
I will say it's so, like, if he's the main villain, they are hiding him in trailers very well, but like to the point where you're not like, to not even show him. It's a bit odd. I would at the very least like to see just like a silhouette of the guy, right? Because I want to get like at least a little peek at what we're looking at. Like, we got so much footage of the Hulk and Punisher and Spider-Man. I have a feeling that this scene is going to be in the beginning.
Yes, I agree.
I say like maybe a quarter away into the second act.
I don't think so, man.
I think it's going to be an opening scene, and then we're going to get Spider-Man's going to stop him with the Punisher. That one guy is going to like the dude in the suit, who's studying genetics. I think he's going to show up, and I think that this is going to, if we're getting mutants in this movie, it's going to lead into him talking about a registration act of some kind.
Oh, again?
Yeah, of course.
Again? Come on, man.
I
have faith in this movie, man. And you know me, I usually like to keep my expectations down. I have faith in this movie that they wouldn't do it. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, because then that's just the MCU again.
Think that the mutants would be coming into an accepting world?
No, I don't think so. But I don't think it would be a registration act. I just think that it's going to be like, if she is confirmed that she is Jean Grey, I think is like they're trying to capture.
They have to call it the registration. Like, you could. I mean, obviously, they would probably build into that eventually. But I would assume that they start talking about the dangers of mutants and mutations, and you start talking about having them contained and whatnot. And they were. I will say, the person in the van in that one scene was wearing a collar, like they put on the mutants. So I mean.
When did they do that? They did it in Logan.
Yeah, well, they also did it in the comics and in the cartoon.
Yep, and they also did it in Deadpool. Remember?
Yep. So maybe I just clicked for me. That could be a mutant situation. So it is probably pointing. I think there was a leak that someone said it was Rachel Summers. That's a possibility.
It could.
I don't know. I just don't think that the telekinetic attacks are happening from Sadie Sink. or telepathic attacks. I don't think that is happening from Sadie Sink's character. I think that is unrelated. I'm sticking with the idea that she is Screwball.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, and you know what? I would prefer as well, since the whole timeline with the X-Men '97, I would like it to be Madeline Pryor instead of just Jean Grey.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean. If it's
Isn't there a version of Madam Web that has red hair
yes
and is
yes,
younger?
Yes, that's what I was saying. I still my thing is this, man. My thing is I totally, this is my theory, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not changing it. I would love that it's Madam Web for realsies, right? It doesn't even have to be her young, you know what I mean? It could be Madam Web hopping into bodies, whatever. But I do think that's the reason why he is not in Doomsday. But if you really want me to be honest, after doing some more research, Brand New Day happens after Doomsday. So
Is
it's
that
kind of like,
confirmed?
yeah, that was confirmed. It was supposed to be after.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's
I
supposed
have,
to be
to,
after
I have to
Doomsday.
see this with my own peepers.
Yeah, it's supposed to be after
Yeah.
Doomsday. So I don't know how that's gonna work, especially if they're gonna tie into Battle World and all this other jazz. That why is he not in it? It's kind of weird and confusing. So we'll see, but I do think Sadie Sink's character could be potentially Madam Web doing this whole lead into Across the Spider-Verse or Beyond the Spider-Verse, excuse me. But yeah, I'm thinking that. Anyone else got something else? Who you think Sadie Sink is?
I mean, I would
It's-
love,
it-
you
it's
know, I was
pretty-
the first one to say that. Like, I would love if she was Madeline Pryor, man. Like,
Yeah.
to get the Goblin Queen in live action, dude, that
Yeah.
would be. But then to me, that would also set up my favorite X-Men villain, Mr. Sinister.
Yes.
So I was like, dude, if that would be awesome if we like got him to pop up in a post-credit scene or something like that to lead into, the future X-Men films that's coming.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
would you say, and like I said, maybe it's not Tombstone, maybe it's somebody else. If it is Madeline Pryor, would you say that, hey, it could potentially be Mr. Sinister that's doing this whole body swap thing?
I would freaking love that because again, Mr.
reliable is
Sinister
the
and
Goliath?
Madeline are like two of my favorites. So
Yeah.
like I would love that. As much as I love
Oh, yeah.
Tombstone, like come on, it's Mr. Sinister and the Goblin Queen, dude. Like that's top tier right there.
Yeah.
How reliable is the Collider?
Which collider?
Collider.com is an article.
Eh,
Oh.
eh,
It
so.
says that the movie.
Eh.
So
They're
Collider is
hitting
saying that the movie takes 4 years after the
No Way
last
Home.
movie, but before Avengers Doomsday. Is
Got
from
it.
this article.
Yeah,
So
they
I don't
confirmed
know.
that day one.
So
Yeah.
originally it was supposed to be planned
And Rose?
that this movie's
Why?
based after the Brand New Day is based after Doomsday. Which again, I hope not. I hope they keep it in continuity. And and again, it makes total sense if it is Madam Web for real that he's not in there, right? At all. Because if she takes him into a different dimension that is totally, separate from everything that's happening, that totally makes sense. It's the perfect makes sense of why he's not in that movie. And especially if Avengers Doomsday, if the leaks are real, Doctor Doom wins. It's Battle World. No one has their memories,
I
right?
assume Doctor Doom wins.
Yeah, and no one has
Oh,
their
he's gonna
memories.
win. Yeah,
They
he's gonna
live.
win.
They live in that his universe, that world, and without having Spidey in it, if you want to bring him to Secret Wars right after, then it totally makes sense. Or tie in Spider-Man somehow that he's the only one with his memories if he gets sent back over there. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine that he gets sent back with Toby, Andrew, and Miles, and that's how you introduce him as in Secret Wars?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think
Does he
Toby.
have a Gwen?
Yeah,
I think if that rumor is true, Toby is gone.
yeah.
I think
Toby's supposed to
With the
die.
incursion.
But it makes so
Yeah.
much more sense if he falls into an incursion and then he actually gets plucked by Madam Web.
I'd rather
during
have that. I'd
Right?
rather have
Doesn't
that.
that make
Yeah,
so much
I
more
would
sense
rather
when they
have
have him in Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Yeah. And so for me, that's why I said the only thing that makes sense to tie it in continuity wise, right, to keep it a smooth story, is that you see the incursion happen that's supposed to kill both Toby and Wolverine. Deadpool escapes, right? But like a post-credit scene for the new Spider-Man movie, if you show Toby is actually in, you know what I mean, the Madam Web dimension. However, However, they were saying that all the people that die are coming back in Battle World, and basically in Doom's thing. It's just their memories are going to be erased.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, that's all the leaks that basically they were saying out there. All right, let's see what we got. While everyone's pondering, I got a couple of things here. Let's see. Edward says my other theory is that if she is not Menace, then she could be known as Rachel Summers, where her powers are. Yeah, and we were talking about that, Edward, about Phoenix actually being in it instead, right? Instead of Jean Grey and Madeline Pryor, because the Phoenix Force jumps bodies.
Yeah,
That's been shown in the comic book time and time again. That the Phoenix Force jumps bodies, so I wouldn't be opposed to that. You know what I mean? So, what do you guys think about that?
I used to think that she would be Rachel, but because of the fact that they plan on killing off, or not necessarily killing off, but ending the Fox X-Men and bringing
Yeah.
in younger actors, for the future films, I was like, it wouldn't make sense for her to be Rachel. If they had planned on keeping the Fox stars, then yes, Sadie, hands down, perfect to be Rachel Summers. If they were keeping James Marsden, but since they plan on bringing in younger actors, I was like, it wouldn't make sense for her to be Rachel.
Gotcha. I got a question, curveball for you, Marcus, and everyone here, especially Ian. I got a curveball. What if it's not Jean Grey at all, but because she was introduced before? If it's true that in Doomsday that Deadpool survives, she was introduced in Deadpool 2. What if it's Hope Summers? Because she had the Phoenix Force as well.
Again, like, I would love that because Rachel and Hope, awesome. But again, it just wouldn't make sense because if they're getting rid of James Marsden and Famke and all of them, then they will have to do a lot of explaining as far as to tie them in, as far as the timeline and the multiverse and stuff.
Well,
again, I would love that. Yeah, I would love that.
Because it's
like,
Cable's
I love
daughter.
that theory. Yeah.
They didn't say they're replacing Josh Brolin. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So
I mean, I would love if they brought him back as Cable.
Yeah, he was a good Cable.
But again, I'm like, shit. That whole thing of killing off the Fox cast, man, that's what's killing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what's killing it.
Yeah.
Because then, like, okay, how would they explain if they bring Brolin back as Cable? Like, how would they explain, like, where, because of the fact that Deadpool 2 didn't explain, his origin and stuff, like, how are they going to explain all that? So,
yeah,
man, I would love it personally. I would. I hope that she's not. I would love her to be somebody else than Jean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want.
Yeah.
I don't want a whole new cast of X-Men and starting all over again. To be honest, outside of recasting Storm. Because I was like, I was never a fan of Halle Berry as Storm.
Oh no! It's dirty though.
If we're being honest, realistically, who needs to be recasted or just kept to the younger casting is probably Magneto and Professor X.
Well, all
because
of
if
them.
you
Oh man,
like,
all
if
of
you
them.
like, you can like, I'm just saying, like, realistically, the ones that you need to recast the most.
I mean, Hugh Jackman as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree with that too.
Give
you
me a
should
better
just give us. You should just listen.
Rebecca Romaine was the perfect.
Well, Rebecca Romaine is in Doomsday.
Yeah.
And she looked way better in the X-Men movies than she does in the Avengers Doomsday. Looks terrible, by the way. But I would love if they recasted everyone. All I want is I want the Calverine back, baby. Let's have Calverine
That's
back.
what I'm saying. I thought that, like, it was. I think he did great in the short time that they gave us.
Perfect.
I think it would be cool if they brought him in. I don't see why there'd be a problem.
3 times the size of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, man. Yo,
yeah, well, I don't think they're gonna get smaller. I don't think they're actually gonna go comic accurate Wolverine height.
Well, the funny thing is that Cavill is actually
though,
shorter. Yeah, it was. When he just hopped off the bar.
Yeah. You stick the landing? Yes, you did. A comic accurate.
You little guy.
The funny thing about it, like, Henry Cavill is actually shorter than Hugh Jackman. That's why he looks so much like bigger. because he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
3 or 4 inches shorter than.
He's just whiter, you know. He's got the mass.
But
I
he
mean,
had the
perfect
voice, he had the attitude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh my
yeah,
God,
he
his
would've
voice
been
was
perfect.
incredible. I kept saying that. I don't know why no one has emphasized on that. Like out of every reaction I've ever seen on YouTube and stuff like that, no one has said he sounded good. Like no one capitalized on it, right? They didn't say he sounded bad, but no one capitalized it. I'm like, dude, he sounded fucking incredible as Wolverine. You know, and then the joke from Deadpool was even better. He's like, this just feels right on behalf of all humanity. This just feels right.
And of course, I mean, giving us the arm.
Oh, the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
But
You know what?
it's definitely a good pitch to have under your belt. I don't know. I would love to see him come back as Wolverine. I think it would
Absolutely.
make sense. We really trailed off though, didn't we?
Absolutely.
I know.
So
So
those are
jump
my-
from Spider-Man to X-Men.
Yeah, there you go.
But they go hand in hand, though. They go hand in hand.
Yes, I would love the X-Men Spider-Man crossover if they were really
Yeah.
introducing mutants in this. I would love that crossover, like in
I
the
would
cartoons, man.
love. I would
And
love.
games.
What was it? It wasn't a pilot episode. I think it was season 1 though. Remember when Spider
Yeah, it
Spidey
was season
attacked
1.
the X Mansion? Remember
Yeah.
he came into the X Mansion and just
I remember
attacked all
that.
of them.
Yep.
Dude, I would love if we got that in live action, man.
Absolutely.
That would be,
Absolutely. Now, my other theory, like I said, stands. Those are my two theories that I'm not changing my mind. Is that if it's not some sort of person telekinetically jumping from person to person, I still say it's the symbiote. I still say
trying
it.
to think who else has that.
100%.
I still say
who else
it's the
has
symbiote.
that ability though. Because Madeline has it, Jean has it, the Phoenix Force has it. Who else
Dr.
had the
Doom.
ability? Yeah, Doom was able to swap
Doom had
bodies.
it. And I think this is the
Uh,
best. It's the best way to introduce Dr. Doom.
It's
That is
not
true.
though. It's not because if it's gonna ruin if the plot again is it's confirmed right from the plot leaks that Doom and Reed Richards already know each other in that universe, right? It absolutely makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense that he's just hopping into Peter's universe and also that Peter's not there.
So I got a question for you.
Unless, which again, I hope not, and I don't agree with him, unless the rumors of him dying is true because the incursion happens and destroys Tom Holland's universe at the end of Brand New Day. I do not want that whatsoever.
Right.
I got.
I don't know if
Um,
they destroy the main MCU. I doubt it. I think if
So- I
I
anything,
just have a
they
weird.
for a
This-
reboot.
Unless Dr. Doom wants something that Peter has.
I don't think so.
So
Canonically, Dr. Doom has never given a shit about Spider-Man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I
Just
have a
saying.
weird question because you guys know more about this shit than I do, but
Yeah.
because Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom, right?
Yep.
Hey,
Okay. So is this a way that he is like a bad Stark, that he's Doctor Doom?
They said
Nice.
that this
There
no
is a
relevant to
comic.
Victor Von Doom.
Yeah,
There's
there
a
is
comic that he
comic.
takes his conscience. He takes.
Yeah,
Tony's-
that they
But
swap
Well, he puts his
bodies.
conscience in Tony's.
Yeah,
body.
they
Because I'm
swap
only
bodies.
trying to figure out because we've seen Robert Downey as Stark in Spider-Man movies, right? So like,
Yeah.
right.
Doom doesn't.
why
think it
would
matters.
they have cast him as Doctor Doom in a
Money.
Spider-Man movie?
Yeah,
Why-
publicity stunt for money.
So the Russos said that they're not doing that
Comic.
what if comic,
Yeah.
but RDJ is playing Victor Von Doom, the legit real Victor Von Doom from a
Mhm.
different universe
Yeah.
where basically like granted he looks like Tony Stark, but he is Doom of that universe.
Von
He is
Doom
Victor of
But
that universe.
but they're
yeah.
not. Yeah, they're not gonna show him allegedly that he's in the costume majority of the movie.
Yeah.
And if we see his face, it'll be disfigured. If we ever see a RDJ without a disfigured face, it's probably gonna be a flashback when he's explaining how his world got killed and all this other jazz due to Captain America and yada yada yada. It's just it's such a shit show.
I hope they
Honestly,
give
that
him an
plot is
accent.
real. It's a shit show.
I
So
hope
here's
they
a
give
question for
him.
y'all. Who do you all think? There's a shot of Johnny
Dude looks good.
because you see the incursion behind him. There's a shot of Johnny hugging someone blind that's definitely, in my opinion, not Sue. Do you think that's Franklin? Much older?
Maybe.
In that shot?
Maybe because what happens is allegedly Doom is killing off all the children, you know what I mean, of these people to make them suffer. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't, I wouldn't doubt it. However, if we all know, Franklin's super OP, and so maybe he's trying to use Franklin to restore everything. Maybe he's trying to use Franklin's powers, and that's how he gets Battle World to happen because of Franklin's powers. So, I wouldn't want that. I would rather have that it was Sue getting killed. But, anyway, more Spider-Man.
I do want to see the Namor and Sue hook up.
Get out of here.
Namor.
Namor, Mr. Steal Your Girl Namor. Yeah, Mr.
Right.
Steal Your Girl Namor, bro.
My theory on that plot is that he's gonna try and get at Storm. He's gonna have a feud with Reed, and it's gonna cause him to turn sides to help Doom. That's my theory.
Oh boy,
is that he's gonna get turned down.
You think they're gonna evilify Namor? Like straight up?
No.
I mean, he's not the greatest, but he's not necessarily.
Well, Namor always teeter. Yeah, Namor.
Yeah, I
always
was gonna
teetered
say
on.
Namor's not necessarily never necessarily
Like,
a
you think
guy.
they're actually just gonna straight up have him work for Doom?
Namor was the biggest asshole.
Well, also you also have to realize you also have to think about Doom's ideals and how he might align with them in certain aspects. Because Doom does have certain ideals that people might agree with. Because I don't know, like in his home country of Latveria that he owns it, I would say that he owns it basically. That he commands, everyone's happy and healthy, but just under his rule.
Yeah.
So and that's exactly what Namor is trying to accomplish. So why wouldn't he want to side with Doom? And then also, being pussy whipped. So like I said, I like Namor in the second Black Panther movie. I just don't like that they changed it and gave him the suit. I liked what they did in the movie in Black Panther 2. I like that suit more.
Yeah.
I like the beads and the
Yeah, I liked it.
I like the jewelry.
They gave him culture. Yeah, I like it.
All right. No, not that one. Sorry. This one.
Yeah,
Thomas keeps
we all
scrolling.
dream of that. We all dream of that.
Batman and Spider-Man team up. That'd be great. No, but Vladimir said maybe Spider-Man will get the black suit. I still say yes.
I've heard some things.
I don't think he's gonna get into Secret Wars.
Nope,
I don't think he's gonna get into Secret Wars.
So I heard a rumor, and hopefully it's not true, but maybe it is true. So apparently, Tom Holland is actually going to die in this movie at the end, and the post-credit scene is him coming out of his grave like the Spider-Man comic with the black suit. So that's, but you know what? You see your reactions though. Here's the deal. The reason why I say that is highly plausible is because a lot of fans were split in half of the end of the movie. So that's my thing. That is very plausible that may actually happen.
I keep forgetting that it's the 24th and this movie comes out in 5 days.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on that he won't get into Secret Wars like the traditional way.
I think it's a slow build up.
I've heard from other people, my friend Robert, who I watch a lot of these movies with, has said that he has heard that the entire end of the movie is he's going to be in the black suit. I'm hoping that that's not what they do, but
I would also hope that is
heard
not
different things. Which I don't know. I mean, if it's one of those things and that's the reason why he's really going angry.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just lower build symbiote.
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe don't, put him in the suit at all and just have it be one of those things that he's noticing himself different. I don't know.
Well, like I said, if you follow the clues, right? If you follow the clues, this is what the symbiote does. In the original comic, when Peter first got it, he didn't need his web shooters anymore because he got the organic webs, which is happening, right? His strength was stronger. He was getting angrier, the whole nine. So a lot of these clues in the trailer adds up to that the symbiote is in him. And so, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I would be, as a comic book, purist, as you guys know, because he looks like the OG Spider-Man now. I would love that it was in Secret Wars, but they changed so many things that I wouldn't be mad at it. Me personally, I wouldn't be mad at it. But would I prefer that it came out of a machine like in Secret Wars and stuff like that? I mean, if they did it right, But I
would
think
be
this
okay,
is
like with
perfect.
the theory that you and I came up with last week.
Which
if
one?
if Scorpion's suit is infused with the symbiote, and
Yes,
then when he gets stung,
Yeah,
he gets
it
stung.
100%.
transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
I would be totally fine with that if that's how it's transformed
absolutely.
into him. Yeah,
And that's how you find out if Oscorp, because you know how J. Jonah Jameson, like you said,
yeah,
did it. That'd be great to
sponsored it.
introduce
Yeah.
Oscorp too. You know what I mean? That they were experimenting with the symbiote. You
Mhm.
know, there's a lot of good things that can tie in. We do have, let's see, Edward saying a good. He thinks it's a good idea for Sadie Sink to be Madeline Pryor, and then with the psychic abilities, and then her reveal can be surprise for both casuals and longtime comic book fans, and it would tie canonically with X-Men. Which, yeah, I'm not mad at that either.
I mean,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not mad at it. I'm not at it. I just,
I just love Madeline Pryor, man. She
I
always
think
been one of my favorite.
I love Madeline Pryor. I just think Sadie Sink is like a simple character, and we're like looking too far into it.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I think she's like
Maybe.
She's frugal.
like the comic that I like the comic Brand New Day. There's a character named Blackjack.
Yeah.
No, Jackpot. Sorry, Jackpot.
Jackpot,
And Jackpot's a redhead, and she's a scientist. She's aligned with Spider-Man. That's the first time she's ever introduced in Brand New Day. I think it's that. I think
Again, won't
Well,
be
here's
mad
the
at
thing, like we see,
possibility.
yeah, when she's using those telepathic abilities, like we always see
Yes.
the actual force too. Like they put like some type of aura where you see the people and they're freezing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yes,
I'm really
yes,
curious.
exactly.
Like, yeah, I'm really curious. Like,
'Cause-
all I could think
Because
about
that
is like Danny
Jackpot
said,
has
the
that
Phoenix Force.
bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has that bracelet, and she can pick powers.
Yeah, which is
Oh, I
true.
forgot about that. Yeah, I
Which
forgot
is
about
true.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
also-
so she'll just pick a power, and then
I
Yeah,
forgot
I
all
like that.
about
But also the explosion that we see in the city is very, very reminiscent of the first X-Men when Magneto's machine
Yeah.
started creating mutants.
Yeah.
I mean, that could also be
True.
a plot point in this of them creating mutants.
true.
No.
And that ties into that ties into Jackpot, because Jackpot's
Yeah.
DNA was changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of cool stuff, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, I think
but I agree. You know,
Go ahead.
I agree on the Venom symbiote thing. I think I think that's what I think that would be like the big oh shit of Spider-Man fans. If we saw that on Tom Holland, I'd go nuts. I'd freaking go nuts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what though? Because obviously Secret Wars is not even fucking remotely leaked or anything. But
Yeah.
you know, we don't know, like Noah was saying, what if in Secret Wars you have all the Spider-Man? That's how Andrew gets his suit.
That would be awesome.
Is out of the machine.
I would so love that.
Right?
Well, here's the thing though, because of the fact that he told that little story in No Way Home of how he stopped pulling his punches. I want that movie. I want that movie. Like don't give it to him now when he's all redeemed and saved MJ and stuff like that. I want when he wasn't pulling his punches. I want loose cannon.
Yeah, but also he even said it. Remember, he said it. He said that he said, I want to fight an alien. You know, that was his thing. Like he never had any aliens. So that's why I think if we had any Spider-Man to get the black suit in Secret Wars, why not Andrew? You know what I mean?
I want Andrew.
Right.
I want him over anybody to get the black suit.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good. Welcome, Sarah. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, boys. So, what do you think this plot is going to be? Because, like we were saying, apparently, Tombstone allegedly was supposed to be the main villain, but I don't think so, man. I think he's probably going to be because we see Boomerang, right? We see, Scorpion. Yep. We see a couple of people. I think Tombstone is going to be. I think Tombstone is going to be one of those quick clip street style villain that appears.
That would be a disservice to the character.
You think so?
You have to take
I do
his history though, because he's very much a Kingpin like character in
Touché.
the comics rather than the game. And like in Spectacular Spider-Man, one of the best Spider-Man TV shows media out. Tombstone is basically the Kingpin without being the Kingpin because they wanted that big mob boss character. So I have a feeling that all of the villains that we're seeing Spider-Man fight are probably going to be hired by him. And Spider-Man will probably just underestimate, Kingpin for a lot of the movie and be like, oh, well, he's just like, not Kingpin. Oh my God, Tombstone. And he's probably just underestimate him until he gets to that final fight after the fact. And I think Tombstone might also be hiring because I really do think it is Jean Grey. I have a feeling it's one of those things that everybody that Spider-Man's fighting is going to be under his employ. And that's how it's going to be one of those where he's the main villain, but more so of a final fight, like a boss.
Yeah, but Tombstone doesn't need to hire someone to hire someone physically like I get the hiring.
No, that's what he does. That's what he does, though. That's what.
No, I know, but hiring Jean Grey instead of facing Spider, like he would face Spider-Man himself if Spider-Man comes to him.
It could also be a thing that they're misleading us on Jean's like villainous intent, because I have a feeling it could also just very well be a thing of like, hey, I need your help.
Yep.
Yeah, he hired the Hobgoblin in Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, the
Hobgoblin. Everybody.
The Hobgoblin's a human. Jean Grey is one of the most powerful mutants in existence. I don't think that Tombstone is physically more stronger than Spider-Man. Or like,
well, I mean, they've already said that the X-Mansion doesn't exist technically in the MCU.
So here's my take: like those villains, like Boomerang and what's the other one they showed?
Tarantula.
And one more. It's one more that I showed the picture of where he's like running into the wall and
it's from
a comic book cover. Yep. So I think all of those villains are going to be a quick montage in the opening of the movie.
Yep.
That, and then we're going to get that 4-year time jump because Peter does show like he's looking at past videos and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then that's where we get the story of Tombstone running things in place of Fist, being shipped off. He's no longer the mayor of New York.
Ramrod, that's his name.
Ramrod, Ramrod. Yeah. He's no longer the mayor of New York, so that Lonnie took over. He's like you said, he's taking on that Kingpin role. So I think that's going to also open up the door to season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, since we got the street level heroes in that now. With Jessica Jones, we starting her business. Luke and Iron Fist are back helping her. You know what I mean? So the whole thing with the hand is all going to turn. I think it's all going to tie into Daredevil Born Again before it even ties into Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Fair enough. Good. I like.
I think it's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a big bounty. I think that's what they're gonna say. Bring Spider-Man to me, and you're gonna see all these villains try to capture Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Because
that would kind of bring in the Punisher. That would be badass, actually.
The Punisher, no, because if you look at the comics, the Punisher is going after villains, and then Peter's like no killing type deal. That's why he,
no, that's what I'm saying. Like he's going after the Spider-Man villain, and Spider-Man's like, no, stop, we're not going to kill him. You know what I mean? Like something.
Well,
like
if you look at the tank scene, did you see the extended clip of the tank scene?
Yeah.
So Punisher's already chasing them. Yeah. Spider-Man's going after them. So I don't think it necessarily has to be Spider-Man villains. I just think it's villains running amok. You know what I mean?
In general, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Punisher is just trying to go ahead and kill them, and then that's when he stops him. Because like I say, he takes his gun away, shoots him in the mouth, and he's like, boom, hits him with the gun. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, guys, how do you think that's even possible? Do you think the Punisher pulled out a gun that wasn't loaded with real bullets that he shot Spider-Man, or do you really think that he has some type of
Is that not like don't they have like ballistic beanbag guns? Am I mistaken?
Yeah.
Punisher doesn't use those.
I mean, he might have used it on Spider-Man.
True. That's what I'm saying. Do you think that he just pulled it to just stop Spidey?
Yeah, I don't think I don't think we're gonna I think that they're gonna know each other, but at that point, and he's not gonna try and kill Spider-Man
Gotcha.
because Frank ultimately knows that he's not the hero.
Yeah.
Like he's well aware of that, but I would imagine that he probably respects Spider-Man more than he would probably let on to believe. And I don't think that he's gonna try and kill Spider-Man. So yeah, I would imagine that he's probably gonna shoot him with some ballistic weapon that's not
lethal,
meant for killing.
Yeah, non-lethal.
I mean, he did hit him with a van, but I also would imagine that he would know that he survives. He could survive that. We've all seen that. He could survive that.
I mean, there is also the Punisher special presentation thing that I didn't like very much. I liked the dialogue and I liked the acting, but I didn't like.
It was okay. It was quite short.
But I have I don't know. He's taking more of a heroic run to being the Punisher now, so it could be a thing that he's starting to think more about, like the damage he's causing and whatnot.
Well, he did kill someone at the end of that one, so just keep that.
That's all the philosophical bits, I guess.
I think Noah, you're right though. I think Noah's right. I think the tank is later on in the movie. The Hulk scene's more towards the beginning of the movie, so they already had their powwow, and hence why Frank always keeps the ballistic, non-lethal stuff for Spider-Man getting in his way.
I think Hulk is going to be a disappointing end scene. I think it's going to be a really great fight, but I think it's going to end disappointingly for the Hulk. I think that they're not going to do it justice once again.
Yep, as always. You know what I mean? As always.
Unless
here's why I still think the Hulk is in the middle, like second act, because of the fact that Peter goes to Banner to get advice about him mutating. So that's going to be taking place over the course of the film.
Okay.
The shocker gauntlet that he has to fight the Hulk. You know what I mean? And then the outfit that the Hulk has on in the scene when Peter is in the apartment, they kind of establish that that's later in the film after Sadie's character breaks out of the prison. So it has to be the second act.
Well, fair enough. I can see that. Now, let me ask you this though: if the rumor is true that he dies, that Peter dies, do you think? And I would hate for it to happen like this, but hear me out. Do you think it's going to be like the comic book in the Ultimate comic book when Peter tried to save Cap and he got shot by the Punisher on accident? So let's say, for instance, it's the final battle with Tombstone or whoever. Frank goes to kill him, and then Peter jumps in the way and gets tanked.
Tombstone can't be shot and killed though, and I think Spider-Man.
But Frank,
whoever.
Frank wouldn't know that though.
Yeah, Frank doesn't know that. He's
shooting. But I was
you know what I mean?
Spider-Man would know that.
Yeah, well, but still, that's still
he would jump in front of a bullet to save somebody who wouldn't get killed by a bullet.
Or if it is Jean Grey or Madeline Pryor or whoever, and Frank's like, we got to take this person out because they're going crazy, and Spider-Man jumps in front.
I don't think he's jumping in front of a bullet for Tombstone. Like,
here's the thing, though.
There's no point.
Well, you know what I mean. So let's say let's erase Tombstone, and it is Jean Grey or somebody else again, because that does make sense for Frank. You know what I mean, to take out a threat.
You could try and shoot Bruce after he's detained.
Here's the thing, though, Noah. Spidey never always knew Lonnie's abilities. He knew that he was super strong and that he was impervious to certain things, but he never knew to the full extent of Lonnie's capabilities. Even in the video game, he jumped in front to try to protect Lonnie in the game. So like that's just his characteristic. You know what I mean? Like that's who Peter is. Like
I understand that, but I still think that would be stupid because I feel like it's going to be established in this movie because they're not known for stretching shit out like that. I just don't think that. I think it would make more sense that he's like if he's jumping in front of a bullet for somebody. I think it'd probably be somebody else. I don't think it would make sense for it to be Tombstone.
It could be like I said. It could be either if it is Sadie Sink's character or if it is a symbiote jumping from person to person, like we're saying, it could be inside MJ. And that's that's who he jumps in front of for. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? Then the symbiote can go on to him after,
2017 animated Spider-Man show. That sounds like something they would do in that show. And that like hurts my heart a little bit.
Oh shoot. Yo, this one's good, guys. Check it out. So Edward says, who he thinks is the villain is going to be Moreland. If they want to take the dark route because he's supernatural. Because remember, Moreland did travel the multiverse after the spider totems.
Yeah.
I was talking about that with Dave
A
earlier
lot to
today.
do with Spider-Man Original Sin.
Say it again, Lucas.
Spider-Man Original Sin, when Spider-Man became aware of all the, different spiders and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's already aware of 2, right? He's not aware of the others, but I mean, that would make sense also to tie it into Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's a really good one, Edward. I wouldn't even think that's a really good one. That if he is truly the main villain,
Genuinely introduce Morlun into this, I'll be happy. I like Morlun as a villain. I think he's one of the villains, like on par with Green Goblin in my mind.
Family potentially introduced as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right. So ATH agrees. Hulk will be in the second half, and then Angie, welcome. Yes, we're all excited. Hence why we're talking about it, like Mad Men and Noah's theory. You know what I mean, with the string, just like in Stranger Things, right? She said, since Spider-Man and Ghostbusters are in New York, what if they team up? That's hilarious.
Hey, so
another cameo.
Yeah, another cameo. That's a great segue, by the way. Hold
the
that
Ghostbusters grab the Statue of Liberty and he's swinging on it as they're walking by.
we see Spider-Man fighting the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's insane.
That was awesome.
My web cannot go through the puff.
Yeah.
Hey, so Moreland actually makes sense, man, because I forgot his ability. He has the ability of life force, energy absorption, teleportation, and he's able to steal powers from those that have spider abilities. So
that would be a good Sadie Sink character too. That's like having her be related to
Moreland. Another cool thing is, like, with all that mind stuff, even if it's not Jean Grey working on her own, if Morlun is working with Jean Grey in that, all the inheritors, as they're called, have a lot of inside knowledge about all of the spider totems. And this is a lot of information, guys. I'm so sorry.
No, we're all nerds, man. People knew what they signed up for by watching this podcast.
I was talking to the people. But no, I think it could be interesting to see if they were to do something like that, because all the inheritors know where the spider totems are. They can sense them. They have some knowledge, at least, of their identities. Some, but it's it's always one of those things that they can't run away because they know where they are.
Yeah, and it ties into the Madam Web theory that we have, which is phenomenal. Sarah said, it's pretty sure Spider-Man is not going to be the only movie we have an Avenger. Yeah. December. How many movies are scheduled between the Spider-Man movie and that movie? None. It's just Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday.
There's a rumor the secret project.
They're doing a re-release of Endgame with a new scene in September.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that ties into what she said, that Doom is on Thanos. They're saying Doom is stronger than Thanos, which I highly disagree with, but it depends on which version. It depends on which version of Doom.
Yeah,
I will say that, Lucas.
I guess.
Depends on which. If it's OG fair. Doom, it's not. But if it's like a couple of the variant of Dooms in the comics, then yes.
If we're talking
Superior
Secret Wars Doom,
Superior Doom, all white Doom, Superior Doom.
Got him.
Got it, Bird Doom. Yeah.
That one killed Thanos, but like all in, who's got the pen and paper, right? Like, but realistically, overall, Thanos is physically more powerful. So like the whole thing that they did with he's got it with 2 fingers, the Stormbreaker with 2 fingers. I don't know how I feel about that.
Goku'd him. He Goku'd him.
He did. It was insane, dude. I really don't know how to feel about him holding off Stormbreaker like that, but yeah. So we got comments. Thank you guys for commenting. By the way, you guys are flooding it this time. I love it. So
Spider-Man.
ATH did say, maybe a Madam Web thing. So just like everyone else is saying, I think that's great. He did say that that Spider-Man is going to die. However, for him to confront the spider totem, we're thinking is going to tie into Madam Web somehow. Like, that's our diehard theory right now. But yeah, that's cool. And then Edward's still on Merlin. His abilities are nearly unstoppable. Hunt spider totems across realities. Yeah. I mean, your theory is great, bro. I mean, that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That we didn't think about that before. Like, it's absolutely insane. We haven't thought about that. We thought about Madam Web, but we haven't did it. So yeah, pretty cool, man.
It's actually one of my favorite storylines. Is like the first issue of Spider. What is it? Not Spider-Geddon. That's the second one.
Yes.
I think it's just called Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. Yeah, you're talking about
Spider-Verse. The
it's
first
called
issue
Spider-Verse,
of
and then it's
Spider-Verse
Spider-Geddon.
is genuinely scary for Spider-Man. Like he's getting his ass kicked hard, and he has to have like 5 other Spider-Men and Spider-Women people come and help him just to get out of that situation. So it was like it was one of the cooler parts of the Spider-Verse shit, you know.
Ian, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Sarah agrees with you. She thinks it's going to be Doom fighting Spider-Man. Oh, is it going to be?
Like I said, it would be like that big
Fantastic Four battling. Yeah. No. She's saying this. Is it going to be Doom from the Fantastic Four battling Spider-Man now? Yeah. I don't think we're going to have the Fantastic Four crossover with Spider-Man anytime soon. I really don't. After that movie.
Something else that Dave and I were talking about.
Future Foundation.
Morlun and the totem stuff earlier today as well on a car ride. It was quite hilarious. But earlier today we were talking about the whole Morlun and the possibility of it. So I love that other people are on the same wavelength. We're all thinking alike. Nerds are uniting right now.
Yeah.
I like
ATH said it too. Look, it could tie into the Spider-Verse. Like we're all saying it, man. Madam Web could tie into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I really hope so.
That spell from Doctor Strange. That's probably what brought Morlun there.
Not only that, though, that opens up the door that sets up the Beyonder too.
Yes,
coming into things.
I'm not getting my hopes up for the Beyonder, by the way.
I'm not. I want to fight Beyonder. Like he would be the big bad of the MCU.
Of course, Marcus, but guess what? No, they're not doing any of it right. Don't do this to me. Don't get my hopes up like that.
I mean, I would say if we want to consider like even shoddier details, like Loki. The whole point of Loki is that the MCU timeline is completely shut off from all the other timelines. So if that's another thing that Morlun wouldn't have been able to see him, I guess.
Well, here's the deal: if the leak is true, Lucas. Doom kills Loki in Doomsday.
Yeah, isn't there a still of him as a TVA agent again?
So, God, I hate to do this. All right, so according to the leaks, if no one wants to get into spoilers, again, we don't know if it's confirmed or not, but a lot of people say it is. So apparently, this whole bullshit is happening because Captain America decided to go back and stay with Peggy, and because of that, it started these incursions, allegedly, right? And so. Who said it? Apparently Loki is going back this whole TVA bullshit of saying, hey man, you're gonna get pruned. This whole universe is gonna get pruned because you're here. And he goes, you need to go into, which is the Fantastic Four universe, to hide out, and they're not gonna find you. And so that's why Loki comes in, as the TVA, the card is basically, hey, a calling card, call me anytime. You know what I mean? So
But at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, they said that they don't prune universes anymore.
Again, there's no continuity with the MCU, dude. I would not be surprised if they retconned all this by doing that.
I don't know, man.
I would really not like that. That would mean the Russos are slipping up a bit.
I mean, I wouldn't even say the Russos, just Marvel in general. You know what I mean? Trying to tie it in.
They've been slipping and sliding through this entire.
That makes so much sense because Chris Evans' character changed the timeline there. Yep. That is very, very true. And then she also said, look, come on, guys. This is so true. The timelines are like 40 to 50 years apart. Like all this continuity errors and stuff like that is literally because they can't tie it into one simple story. This is why we were saying when you get into the multiverse shit, man, it just gets very messy very, very fast.
Well, here's the thing, like with Cap going back, that does change everything for everybody because of the fact that, like, think about it. What's Peggy's niece, Sharon?
Yep.
Does she become? Does she get kicked out of the government? Does she become? What did they call her in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? She became the villain, basically.
No one watched
I
that
never
show.
done-
Though.
yeah.
It's
Power
fine.
Broker.
No one watched that show. It's
I
fine.
like Falcon. Yeah, the Power Broker. The Power Broker.
When
I like
back
Falcon
in
and Winter
time-
Soldier. It was good.
I thought- I
But
thought-
yeah, like
Mary-
that she become the Power Broker again. Like Cap going back in time to stay with Peggy fucks up everything for everybody, really. So
Listen, you see how Melissa's not saying anything and she has all these faces going on? This is how the audience feels, guys. This is exactly how the audience feels with all this shit happening right now. Right? But Melissa, right? I'm guarantee you feel the same way.
Yeah, like so many stories trying to get together. Like I don't even know. I was yeah. That's like with the Avengers coming back out with another movie. I was like, wait, I watched 2 of the last ones and was like, isn't this the same movie? Like, no, I wasn't even kidding. My friend's like, nah, this one happened before that last event, but these are the same guys as the last event. I was like, what? Why is everything going back? Why are they trying to like just tie stuff together properly? It's not that hard. You see TV series do it all the time. Like
Crisis of Infinite Earths did it right on the show when they started killing all the universes and stuff like that. Like they did it right, dude. Like I don't understand how they're trying. Like they have a blueprint. I don't understand why you're trying to make something new, right? When you have the blueprint, just do it.
We're trying to create more
we
product.
know why shit is so messy now. We know why stuff is so messy because Kang was meant to be where Doctor Doom is.
Yep. And they
Dr.
fired him
Doom
really
was
quick
never going
just
to
to
be a
have
part
the
of
allegations
this multiverse
dropped,
saga.
which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
All the
Ruined
allegations
the
were
man's
dropped,
career.
and they
Ruined the
ruined this dude's career. They didn't even bring him back. You know what I mean?
I
It's
thought he
just
got
like
charged.
not even a sorry. That's like they did the same shit with Johnny Depp, and that's why Johnny Depp's like, I ain't coming back for Pirates. He's like, in order to come back for Pirates, he needs a public apology, right? And the whole 9. And guess what? They're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on. It's out of control.
I think Spider-Man.
Don't get me started.
I think Spider-Man's gonna be good. I have faith in this movie. I think it's gonna be good. I think my problem with Tom Holland is I just don't like his acting. I think that's my biggest problem. Like,
Jonathan Majors was convicted.
It got dropped.
Sorry,
It got dropped. It got dropped. He never, it never went through.
Yeah, the
He got
evidence
dismissed.
showed. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the evidence.
Well, no,
Yeah.
he avoided jail time, and he just got sentenced to probation and 52 weeks in an in-person domestic violence program.
That'll do it.
I
So they
don't
made
know
him a
about
star.
that, so we'll have to do our research. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, but realistically, I think I have.
What
faith
I
that
want to say,
Spider-Man-
I can't say on that, but it was privilege. Even though the evidence showed him running away and everything like that, he was a sacrificial lamb, basically.
Yeah, look, Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend dropped her civil lawsuit against the actor for assault and defamation after the 2 sides reached a settlement. However, the underlying criminal charges were not dropped. So she dropped it, but a jury convicted
The
just a
jury.
misdemeanor. A misdemeanor,
Got it.
not. Yeah. So, but still, she dropped the whole thing, dude. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
She was lying.
Yeah. Out of control.
Listen, I think.
Anyway, let's get back to Spider-Man
Listen,
because I could talk about that all day.
All right, so we're gonna ADHD. We're gonna ADHD for 2 seconds. Angie has a good question for another subject that we all love. Do you and your friends think Keanu Reeves would be a great Darth Revan?
Oh, hell
You
yes.
watched the Wall show.
Yes.
Do you think the
Yes.
pig devil will become? Yes. So we've been saying that on the show and on Nerdbox forever that we want Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan.
Where did this come from in the world of Marvel that we were talking about? Where did that come from?
Nah, he did.
dude.
He did
It's
ask
Disney,
earlier.
that's why.
He did ask earlier. He said Nerdbox
Oh,
had asked
okay.
a question
Also,
about.
we were all just insulted in the chat. I just want to be very clear. We were all just,
Girl.
who said that?
You cannot do that in an ADHD group chat, okay, guys?
Nah.
You will derail very, very fast.
You can tame them.
To answer Angie's question, as the resident Star Wars fanatic of this group,
Excusez-moi, sir. Both of us.
Hey, I got
Excuse
it.
me.
Hey, look, I got it tattooed right here.
That's okay. That's okay. You're talking about someone that
Hold on,
read
give me
the
1 second,
extended lore and grew up and played the games. Come on, man.
Yeah. Me
Both
and
of us,
Danny are
come
the
on.
Star Wars residents here. Nah.
Thank
Me and
you.
Danny said for years, man,
I'm
Keanu
sorry.
would be
I'm
the
prepare to bite
perfect.
your tongue, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Don't make me pull out my
Ooh.
Darth Vader
your heart
hat.
out.
Do not make me. Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Eat your heart out
Yes.
there. Look at that.
No,
Yes.
Keanu would be
It's the last
perfect for
one in.
Revan. As
It's not
far
the original
as
though. The original was white tin.
as far as Devin being
Born in
Talon,
02. What do you want from me?
I mean,
as far as Devin being Talon, I hate that Disney is taking stuff from Legends and
yes.
trying
Thank you.
to manipulate it their way and say it's their original idea.
Thank you.
I don't like the idea of Devin becoming Talon because of Talon's origin story and how she became a Darth and how she became
Yep.
Sith and everything like that.
Thank you.
I don't like them just taking a traditional, oh, this Jedi, she was young, she was twisted by Maul, she was this, that. I was like, we've seen that before with other characters, like with Vader. We've
Absolutely.
seen that, like Talon was something special in the comics and in the
Absolutely.
original lore. And I wish they would have stuck to that story. I like Devin as a character. I just don't want her to become the new Darth Talon.
Absolutely. And Marcus, just to piggyback on it before we hop back to Spidey, but honestly, I do not like the fact that Disney said the extended lore does not exist just for them to have original
Start
ideas,
doing
like
it.
you said. And all of a sudden there's a rumor, right? Remember, Star Killer stuff never existed, and apparently Star Killer's coming back.
Yep.
in I think in the new Ahsoka, if they're renewing it, which is ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah,
because
season 2 right now.
Because his whole lore is how the rebels got their crest is his family's crest, by the way. They did it to honor him for saving them when he exploded himself to stop Sidious from killing them in the game. So I don't want that. I really, really, really don't want that. I hate it, and I'm agreeing with Marcus. Do not make her into Talon. But anyway, back to Spidey. 88P rant over.
Whatever.
Lucas, give your Star Wars opinion on Revan.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I have no opinion. I think it's fine. The Devin stuff could literally not exist for all I care. I just like Maul.
Yeah, I mean the show. I mean, I know there's a lot of hit and miss for the show, but I liked it. I liked it. I like that Darth Vader was scary, just like in Rogue One.
Best Star Wars projects.
I just wish they would remember that there's other stuff other than the Skywalker saga, and they don't need to keep
Thank
bringing
God.
that. They don't need to keep bringing that saga down with additional shit that gets connected to it with their new slop.
Dude,
Like,
give me freaking Ventress and what was his name? What's the Jedi's name that she fell in love with?
Dude, I know what you're talking about. Yellow Street Dude.
Yeah, give me their story. Like, dude,
Quinlan
Voss. Give me their story. Yeah, give me their story.
Good job, Lucas.
It was great.
That one took some cooking.
Yeah, I had to think about it.
So speaking of other characters, great segue. Cameos. Who else do you think is in the Spider-Man movie? Do we still think Daredevil's going to show up?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Why
is he in the prison? What are the reasons there
you
be?
introduce the hand and then Daredevil and a prison. Like, if you really throw that in there, it's like, yeah, he's not in it. It's like,
oh, dude, everyone would lose it, bro. Everyone would be like,
and also the Punisher. I have a feeling that not only are we going to see Daredevil in this, we're probably going to see Karen in this, because why? Like, I think that you might have the Punisher enlisted to help Spider-Man get to Daredevil with the help, not with the help of Karen Page, but Karen Page potentially trying to get Frank to help break him out of or something. But I think Karen Page might show up in this. I would be interested to see if the rest of the Defenders show up in this movie, but I don't think that that's gonna happen. It would be interesting, but I think they're gonna wait for that in Daredevil season 3.
Yeah.
Maybe a reference. Maybe a
small cameo. Yeah, like a
I can
small
see
cameo,
like
right?
Luke Cage
hero-
being
like
in the
the hero
background, or
fire.
Jessica Jones and Luke Cage having
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little tiny conversation, and then we immediately cut away.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
can
of
see
like
that
one of
happening.
those. Yeah, Lucas, I can see it like one of those street level. You know what I mean? Bad
Like
guys
the
that
good
we
old
see in
days
the
of cameos
montage.
where they didn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, I can see like what if it's one of those montages of the bad guys, right? Street level bad guys that Spider-Man gets there first, takes care of it, and then they show up like, damn it, right? Like a little too late type of deal.
Oh my
You
god!
know?
If they have Iron Fist
Not
and
how
Luke
we gonna
Cage
get
running
paid.
to a scene, and they're like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, exactly. Beat us to it, god damn!
That spider freak is getting on my nerves.
Yeah. Who else, guys? Anybody else you may think cameo wise?
I
I
can't
could
really
see a
think
Black
of
Kingpin.
Cat cameo.
Do you
Nah,
think
they-
Doctor Strange may show up again?
They can't put
Nah.
Kingpin in because legal
He's
issues.
busy.
Well,
Yeah,
how
they-
about Doctor Strange? Since what happened in the last movie, do you think maybe?
Wong, maybe.
Mm,
I could see Wong popping up.
Yeah,
for a cameo.
it's another Wong.
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Wolverine shows up. Oh, dude, this is hilarious. On today's episode of Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay yells at a blind man. That's awesome. Love that. That's
Lord
cool.
have mercy.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see
I-
Wong popping up because he was against Strange using that spell on Peter anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think Strange is popping
tiny-
up because he's off with his
Oh yeah, he's off with
oh yeah,
his,
Cleo
with his
or
future
whatever.
wife. Yeah, with his future
Yeah.
wife. Yeah.
which like I don't know.
So Wong,
Suppose
yeah,
Supposed on
definitely
him for
Wong.
moving
gonna be
on.
in this movie in some pointless scene. So there's like rumors that Yelena's gonna be in this scene or in the movie and for a brief moment. I don't know. I couldn't imagine.
I have
what-
also heard this.
Yeah, it's a stupid goon fucking theory. It's like, what is the possible reason?
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Where, yeah, apparently there's a scene where Yelena
There's a
Belova
bathhouse
ends up
scene.
naked,
Oh.
for lack of
It's like,
better
bro,
term.
literally,
It's weird,
for
and
what
there's no
fucking
point.
reason? For what reason is this interact? Like, it's so stupid. If it
Wow.
like,
Wow.
Hey, it's Florence Pugh. I'm not gonna.
It's like comedy.
Florence Pugh. I'm not gonna.
There's a lady present, gentlemen. All right. So, here, top 3 cameos by Edward: Miles Morales, and then I read it when he corrected it, Kate Bishop or Daredevil. That would go with
Ooh.
your theory, Ian, of the Young
Yeah.
Avengers.
I would
Young
love
Avengers
that.
Miles.
I absolutely love that.
I could see
How
Miles without
realistic
his
do we
the
really think
abilities
Kate
yet.
Bishop would be, though?
What
'Cause,
happened?
like,
Gwen,
how realistic do we think Kate
Yeah,
Bishop
Gwen.
would be?
All right.
Gwen Stacy being in this movie, I can get down with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop, I don't really get.
It's because
like,
the Young
she doesn't-
Avengers. He was a
Yeah,
leader of the
set
Young
up
Avengers.
I guess, but like, do we really
but
see him
wasn't-
starting up the Young Avengers right now?
No, I hope not.
yeah,
Well,
but
they're
also-
already so
Yeah,
they've
they-
already been starting up.
Technically
since,
Starting
Yeah.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
Kamala Khan
Miss
try and
Marvel.
start-
yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel. I do think
Okay, Sean.
Miles may make an appearance, guys,
He's cute.
because if someone zoomed in on Ned's poster and it said Hispanic parkour person, like
Oh
he's
no
trying to figure
So
out
they
who's Spider-Man.
confirmed who that was. They already confirmed who that was.
Who's it supposed to be?
I forgot the character's name, but it was an off-brand character from a comics that took or found one of Spidey's suits or whatever. He was trying to imitate Spidey. I forgot the guy's name. He was like a short-run character, but that's who they said that this person was on that screen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
yeah.
Would you be mad if Sadie Sink was actually Mayday Parker from a different universe, getting him for the
Don't be
whole
mad,
Beyond the Spider-Verse?
That was the original room. That was the original room.
I mean, would you be mad at that?
No,
I would.
No.
it'd be fine.
Mayday Parker's
I would
storyline
prefer it
is
over
really
Jean
good.
Grey.
I would too. I would prefer Mayday.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting down with the Jean Grey idea. I not that I necessarily full-heartedly like it. It's just like it's interesting because, like, you know, they've already said the X-Men don't
Just because
exist in this
it's not
universe.
mean it's
This
good.
would be technically the first mutant in a movie and then in the MCU. I don't know. I think they could be doing something interesting. Like I said, I think this movie is going to be really good.
She would be
in the
the
ranking.
third. First mutant, technically, first mutant is Namor.
This is true. This is true.
No, they said that in the movie. They said he's the oldest mutant. He's the first mutant.
mutation.
Yeah,
There
it
was
was
a
a
mutation.
Not
They
true
confirmed
according
that
to
in Black.
comic book lore.
No, they confirmed that in Black Panther too. Like in
Again,
the MCU,
En
Namor is the first mutant.
Sabanur. En
We
Sabanur.
don't have Apocalypse in this shit yet, though.
It
Until
doesn't matter. En
Apocalypse comes.
Sabanur is the first mutant.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Fake news.
All
Fake
present.
news. Lucas. Fake news. Oh my god. I don't want to do it on the podcast. I'll tell you my joke after. My joke is pretty dark right now. All right. It's pretty dark.
The editor, cut that out.
Editor, cut that out. No, I have a joke that just popped into my head that's really messed up. So we're not trying to get canceled immediately. ATH says he thinks Eddie Brock will show up in the end credits at a different Eddie Brock.
Again.
I've
Not
rather
as
not.
Venom, maybe. I would be happy.
I rather not. Like I said, if it's a post-credit scene and they do
What's your guys' problem
the,
with Flash Thompson in this universe?
dude, I do not want Agent Venom right out the bat, though,
Nah.
man.
Especially,
don't
even
want
though I
Agent
like that,
Venom right out the
I
bat.
like what's his name, Tony Revolori. I like him. I just don't like him as Flash.
Well, you
Yeah.
can't
The
have
best Flash we got was
you
in
can't
the
have the
end.
Agent
thank
Venom
God.
story in anything without having Venom, because Agent Venom is the redemption of Venom. Like
Yeah.
that's his whole like becoming a hero and like learning to do the right thing before he gets taken back by Eddie Brock, and then it's just
Yeah.
normal Venom again.
For anti-Venom. For
Dude,
anti-Venom.
I want, dude,
Or
an anti-Venom story would be dope. I would
Mhm.
love an anti-Venom story, but again, they have to do it right.
Yeah.
So
So much build up necessary for that movie to even happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they would need at least 2 to 3 more movies.
You would
for
need
that
to
story
introduce
make
the symbiote and have the entire symbiote storyline before you even
You need to
talk
introduce
about
Toxin.
the
You need to
storyline.
introduce Scream and all the other Lethal Protector
Right.
symbiotes.
Yeah.
You need to
We gotta get
introduce
right.
Partenio, which is far too big. There's so much shit that hinges on Anti-Venom not being stupid, which is why I don't like him in Spider-Man 2, the video game. He's not a character in that game. It's just not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the thing.
well, you have to do
Anti-Venom.
plenty of the symbiotes. You're gonna have to do the plenty of the symbiote storyline to get a
Well,
proper other
Gotta
symbiotes coming in.
know properly. 'Cause
Yeah,
they know-
please, for the love of God, and gore. We need a
Yeah.
real gore for real, man. Like
Yeah.
Jesus. I hate that
that's
they had
actually bad,
gore,
'cause-
and he had the sword, by the way.
Yeah.
They confirmed that he had that sword in Thor Love and Thunder is actually
all
no
black.
sword. Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, dude. Anyway,
The all black, yeah.
The sad thing about it, Christian Bale wasn't bad in the role. They just
he
shit it
wasn't.
on.
Yeah,
just
I
shit it
know.
on-
Story side.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
think it
no.
was. I
It was
think it was
just a
cooked
bad
from the
movie.
start. Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder was unfortunately cooked from the start.
I'm gonna
Of
listen.
course,
I'm gonna
it's trash.
I'm gonna stand on this. As bad as the first 2 movies were, I would rather watch those than watch the third and fourth movie. I don't think Ragnarok is
Wait,
that
you
good
don't
a
like
film.
Ragnarok?
No,
I would-
Ragnarok was
The end credit scene is the only reason that film is important.
No, I still say that the original Thor, the first Thor, is the best.
Best, yeah,
portrayal.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
first.
definitely I would say
It
it's
was
definitely the most
Shakespearean.
accurate. The Dark World's just fucking drags. Like that's
Oh,
the problem.
dude.
It's not a bad
Yeah.
story. It just drags.
Yeah,
That's
dragged
bad.
so
the
bad.
problem with it.
It was
But
bad.
like, I
dragged
would
my
much
ass
rather
out of
watch
the
the
theater.
first 2 Thor movies over the last 2.
Yeah.
I just don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy the Thor we got, and I don't think the story we got was you butcher the Grandmaster in that movie. Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna tell me to like that movie?
You didn't like the Grandmaster being played by Jeff Goldblum, and Jeff Goldblum,
Jeff Goldblum
playing
would have been
Jeff
fine if it
Goldblum?
was actually the Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah,
That
I know.
was
That's what
not
I'm
the
saying.
Grandmaster.
You didn't like
Yeah.
that Jeff Goldblum was playing Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
He
What's
was.
the
He
problem?
really was.
I don't like the fact that they try to do the World War Hulk thing, that he was the gladiator and all this
Oh,
other
you
jazz.
butcher it.
They butchered it bad, bro. And I
And
was
they
just
called
like,
the planet Sakaar. They called
Yeah.
it Sakaar, so now they can't do it right.
Yep, that is true, man. You know,
Yep.
but so
At least
what?
we got a Hulk ass. At least we got
Hey.
a Hulk ass, guys.
To answer your question
Yeah,
earlier, though,
that's why I
Danny,
like
like
that movie.
I would be totally fine if Miles showed up, but
Mhm.
let him show up just like he did in the video game. He doesn't have his powers yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he gets bit, and then Tom takes him under his wing. I would be okay with that if they did it that way. Don't have him show up with powers already, even
No,
though
you know what? If we did get a cameo, which I highly doubt they would ever do this right now, to be honest with you. I like, again, the way that I'm hearing fan reactions from the movie, obviously is all positive, right? Except for the ending, like I said, is split. I do not see this happening, but I think this is the best way to introduce him, is that if he did get pulled into the Madam Web universe, that's when we see Miles, the one that we already saw in the movies, but live action.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool, but I highly doubt that they're going to do it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I will say to ATH, I
Spider-Man
personally
lost
can't
his
speak
eye.
on the mythology of Hela, but like you have her introduced, she breaks Mjolnir, and then she just does nothing other than raise her army and then like throw a tantrum in Asgard. She could have actually started laying waste to the 9 realms. Like I
She's
get
not
it, she
even
needed the sword, but like I don't know, man. Like you
She's not even
really,
Thor's
they
sister.
really waste the potential of the actors behind the character and the
Yep.
character itself. Like I don't know what they were thinking with again, it was just
Dude,
a bad
they
movie.
waste Scourge. They made Scourge a comedian.
Yep.
When was
Yeah.
Scourge ever a comedian?
Yep.
Like, dude.
But also with Hela. So in
At least we got
The-
Korg.
yeah, right. The easiest
And he
I
lives in Love and Thunder.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I will say, as much as Taika annoys me, I like him as Korg.
No.
Nah,
Yeah.
man.
Korg.
Nah.
I like him as Korg.
When he got destroyed in Love and Thunder, he's like, "Oh, I survived because all you need is the force." He's like, "Are you fucking
yeah,
kidding me?"
dumb. It's dumb, dude.
I like him
It's
as
so
Korg,
dumb.
man. I like Korg, dude.
Well, if you take into consideration Thor versus the Hulk, especially the animated movie, Hela was awesome, right? Because Hela is obviously Loki's daughter, which is true, right? And with her powers and the mind games and all this other jazz, it would have been amazing to see her truly. I would have loved if we had Hela introduced in Ragnarok, and instead of making it Ragnarok, you can see her controlling the Hulk, like, and you know what I mean? The animated movie. So I would rather prefer that, right? Than, hey, let's just jam a bunch of shit in there from the comics, right? And just make it funny. What is that, Age of Venom?
Yeah. We were talking about him earlier, and I looked over and remembered I have him.
So where do you think we go with this, honestly, boys? What happens next? Like, I truly like the theory that we have, or the leak, if it's true, of Tom Holland dying, but he comes out of the grave like the comic in the black suit, to progress the movie, the story forward. But
I think
if
that's
not,
disrespectful to Kraven the Last Hunt as a story.
Fair enough.
Like, that just seems disrespectful to me.
I would
That's
rather
such a
think- I would rather
well-written
think it's
comic
fuck that
book.
if it's
If you
Superman.
guys,
Yeah, it's one of my
anybody
favorites, yeah.
watching, if you have Marvel Unlimited, the comic book app that they have, go read Kraven's Last Hunt. Genuinely one of the best, most well-written Spider-Man stories out ever.
Not just Spider-Man
deals with
stories,
a
like
lot of
comic
really-
stories, period.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and it's
yeah.
beautiful artwork as well. Beautiful art. If you ever wonder where that like Spider-Man in the black suit coming out of the grave, shot comes from, it's from that comic book, and it does look just as sick in the comic book.
yeah.
As long as they don't do the Toby black suit where he's hanging it up in the closet. As long as
Oh
it's
my
like-
God, please no.
As long as it's a true
Take off my
symbiote,
morning dews.
Hey,
But
this,
he, like,
this is
that-
what I don't
that's
get too.
dumb.
This I'm sorry to bring this up like a week later. This is what I don't get about Spider-Man's 3 symbiote suit. How is he hanging it up in the closet, but then in the church you see him ripping it off? You know what I mean? Like he's
Right.
ripping it off. Like
You know why? I'll
literally.
tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because
Like,
Sam Raimi didn't want the suit in the film, and he made it very clear that he did not want the suit in that film.
you see him ripping it off, and he's bare chested, and the symbiote is trying to come back on him. You know what I mean? Like, dude. but then he's hanging it up in the
Go ahead and
closet
hang it
like,
up.
early in the movie.
I don't even.
Hey, dude,
Even as badass as the black suit looked in Spider-Man 3, because it did look really good. It looked really good in Spider-Man 3. It's not like the definitive
gray.
black suit, but it looks good. It's just not the symbiote suit. It's just kind of a decolored version of his regular suit. So it's like, that's why I love the suit. I love the costumes that people make online, but I don't think that's the symbiote suit to me. The eyes are angled. That's it. But that's also on the other suit.
Yeah. ATH has a point. Let me see if I can.
How often do they typically say that they don't read the comics? That's the problem too.
Always. They always say it, which is out of control.
Also, and it's crazy because the actors then take the time to read the comics to inform their characters. So it's like, what are they informing on if the other person has no knowledge of this shit?
Yeah. I don't. I honestly still don't think that we've gotten an accurate Venom adaptation. I don't like, honestly, as like Venom, the first Venom movie was fine, but I'll tell you this: I won't go back and rewatch it.
No.
It was all right. But it doesn't.
It's not a Venom to me.
It's
that
not
was a single theater watch, and I don't ever want to watch it.
It's unfortunately not Venom. Carnage.
So this is what we were talking about.
Yeah, I get.
Yes.
Yeah, a huge disservice to that entire story. If that's the outcome at the end, I would much rather that if he gets the suit, he actually wakes up at the beginning of Secret Wars. I would rather that instead of him crawling out of his grave with the black suit on. Because, like, one, why the fuck is the suit in the grave with him? Like, unless you're
because, like we said,
the progression of the story, like he gets stabbed with the poison, and it's actually the symbiote. I guess. Yeah. I would hate if that's how you do that. That would be so bad.
I don't know. Like I said, we all have, even here, we have different opinions, right? We had different opinions about it. It's just that's what the audience said about the ending. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're going for, to be honest with you. No.
Listen, I'm not. So the thing is, like, I'm not going in with a checklist, but like, as someone who's read the comics, I would rather they not fucking butcher them.
Yeah.
So who would y'all cast as Eddie if they bring Eddie back in?
I don't have. I honestly
Tom Hardy back, or
no.
Who would y'all cast?
I don't like people casting Alan Richardson as Batman, so I would hard say.
Yeah, Alan Richardson would be my.
I would much rather it's Alan Richardson. I think he's got the look.
Yes.
I know he's older.
Because then he can just put the dude in a costume whenever he's Venom.
Yeah.
He's already
I would like it because he's super jacked, dude. I would love it. I would love it.
The only problem is, like, I think that you really got to cast somebody young. You got to keep the casting people younger if you want the longevity out of these characters. And
with Eddie, I feel like it doesn't matter as much.
He's in his early 40s.
He's supposed to be.
Again, this is another conversation that I was having with Dave. You gotta cast them at their age. Of the characters, Tony Stark is late 20s, early 30s. You should not have casted Tony Stark as a 40-year-old man. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I think you need to cast these people. Tom Holland you should not be casting an adult to play a high schooler. Like, I mean,
they've been doing this since the dawn of time, man. The Power Rangers weren't high schoolers.
Should be.
You know what I mean? The Power Rangers weren't high schoolers, bro. Like, none of
the Red Ranger used to baby
shows and you know what I mean? All the old shows when they're supposed to be teenagers, man, they were not teenagers.
I understand that is the like what is typically done, but I don't think that is the way you should be doing it, especially when you want longevity with these characters. Like, so again, to bring up Magneto and Professor X, I would love to see an adaptation, like, as it was mentioned, of Denzel Washington and the other, I can't remember the other actor's name, playing those respective characters, but they're too old. They're too old. That's the same problem you run in with Sir Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Like, they're too old.
That's Sir Ian McKellen to you, sir.
I apologize. I forgot he was knighted recently. Like, but let's do Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart. They're too old to be bringing them back for longevity. You bring in James McAvoy. You bring in the other actor. I cannot remember the name of. There's so many names to remember. Like, you need to have these younger actors I don't know. Yeah, at most you cast these high schoolers as people who are 17 or 18. I don't understand why you're casting them in their early or mid 20s.
I'll say now for Michael Fassbender and
Peter wants to retire,
Sir,
or someone wants to retire.
James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender as Magneto and Professor X. Now I can definitely see it a lot more. At when they were like going through like the Age of Apocalypse and whatnot storylines and Days of Future Past. But now they're like perfect age casting for them. Like they should be that old. Though again, they would have to change Magneto's storyline of him being a concentration camp survivor, and you
cannot. Like, that's the problem. You can't.
That's like one of the most integral parts of his story is him having real PTSD and trauma with that, and him using the mutant agenda as his way of dealing with that. It's just hard to do with it not actually happening if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, like you.
That's
the problem with you can't change their past because it's so integral.
Well, Melissa, who would you have? Who would you have as an Eddie Brock or a Venom?
I have no idea. I don't even know who the contenders is like.
Yeah.
Because I like Tom Hardy when he did it, but like obviously that's not happening. I definitely hated when they had that 70s show guy on that one.
With the Grace.
I mean, I don't think they would ever have Skarsgård's brother as a Venom, but I just like some of his like
Alexander, the old one, as Venom.
Yeah. Well, the one he also does. He does like he also does like it. Like he does like a lot of like.
Oh no! So that's Bill. That's the younger one.
Okay,
Alexander is the one that played Tarzan, and he was in True Blood. And
I was gonna say Alexander
Nosferatu in Nosferatu.
That's Bill. Yeah, that's Bill.
Oh, was that Bill?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, that's Bill.
Yeah.
How many Skarsgårds are there? Are there 3 of them?
Many. No, there's
six. It's like 6 or 7 of them.
Okay. I was like, wait. I'm like, wait, which one?
So the famous ones are the dad, Alexander,
I know the dad.
who's the older brother.
The
one from True Blood.
Bill, who plays Pennywise, and then Gustav from he played Floki in Vikings, and he was in what's the movie about the atomic bomb?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer. He was in that.
Oppenheimer, tomato.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they got like other siblings, but they don't really act or anything.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think one of them. I feel like one of them would do a good Venom. I don't know.
All of them are the symbiotes. Every single one of them. They're all different symbiotes.
Different dimensions, you got it covered.
Like Alexander.
I got somebody better though.
Who?
It's got to be Jacob Elordi.
Dude, he's gonna be 50.
Who? Jacob Elordi.
Nah, as Eddie.
Yeah.
49.
Why?
40.
Jacob
I know.
Elordi?
That's why I was like, I have to look this up real quick because he's an older brother. He is 49 years old. He's actually going to be 50 this year. Born in 76.
I'm trying to see Jacob Elordi.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Well, Alexander Skarsgård.
I can actually see that. I can see that.
That's what I'm saying.
Now that I think about it, yeah, I can see that.
I'm listening to Noah. You need somebody his age.
Elordi?
Jacob Elordi from Euphoria. Nate from Euphoria. That's 100%.
I can't see him as a blonde.
And I hated that.
You're crazy.
Though.
No, the reason why I could see that. The reason why I could see that.
He's perfect.
Well, the reason why I could see that if they gave him blonde hair, the reason why I could see that was his performance in Frankenstein.
Dude,
that's the only reason why I could see
that. If they give him frosted tips and they let him keep his eyebrows because he has Eddie Brock eyebrows. So I'll be on board with the look, but I'm not on board with the performance. I so far haven't seen a movie or show that I've liked him in, and I have seen Frankenstein. I do not think it was good. I think it was way too long.
I liked Frankenstein.
I wasn't a fan of the movie as a whole, but his performance as Frankenstein monster.
The performance is really good.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Look,
I think that the overall portrayal that they went with, like, I wasn't a fan of. I think that taking out the whole idea that the whole murder of the daughter, like that, like you took out a pivotal point of the film that proves that Frankenstein wasn't actually wholeheartedly not a monster. Like that was the thing.
Yeah.
Like you like
but that's all, folks.
Dude, I
gotta start breaking things again.
I wish they didn't cast the guy who played Eddie from Stranger Things as the Human Torch, because he would have been a good Eddie Brock. I agree with that.
I love his
one?
performance.
He's right around.
He's really
He's
short.
probably,
Oh,
but that's the
yeah,
thing. Tom Holland is also really short, so that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like framing for the camera, at least for my
Yeah.
thinking of it, it would
I
work
got
so
one for
much
y'all.
better.
Christian
than
Bale
being,
is
like,
taller
very-
than Christian Bale is taller than Tom Hardy, and Tom Hardy was
But
Bane.
they put lift
Yeah.
Bale's
issues.
old.
They put
Yeah,
hella
that's true.
lift issues.
They did.
This is that's fair.
I got somebody for y'all.
Hold on,
Okay.
Marcus. Hold on, real quick.
Old, but
So
like too old for Eddie.
Edward said Oliver Jackson Cohen or Bill Skarsgård or Glenn Powell. I don't see any of those guys.
Yeah.
I don't see any of those guys.
Especially-
Dave would have a
especially not
cow.
Oliver.
Sorry, Ed,
Yeah.
man. We were bonding through this whole
Dave
podcast, but that
would
one,
have a
that's a hard
cow.
pass.
Do you all know who Garrett Hedlund is?
No.
Yes, that's not
Garrett
bad.
Hedlund. Garrett Hedlund was well, he plays on Tulsa King with Sylvester now. But if you look at how swole he got for his role as Jimmy Darmody, I think his last name was Darmody, and
What's his
the
name
Kevin
again? One more
Bacon
time?
film, Garrett Hedlund.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now, dude. I don't see it, bro. He looks
No,
like a
look up-
He looks like
look
a
up the movie
Kirkland Grant
Descent.
Ethan Hawke, bro.
Look up
I
Death
have
Sentence.
a-
I have a
Yeah, look up
Did you
Death
see it?
Sentence. So. No. Look up his role in Death Sentence. He played John Goodman's son in Death Sentence.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was like swole in that movie, and he was so evil in that movie. Like, dude is a hell of an actor, bro.
Yeah,
I
sure.
have- Guys,
I
I
feel
have a
like we
curveball.
need
I have a
a
curveball.
honestly, this is my opinion, and I
Okay.
could be wrong. Everyone
I
can
got
tell
one
me to
more.
go F off. I really do think you need to stop casting people also that do not look like the character. We need someone that looks great, that acts great, that fits the role. That's why I said perfect casting was definitely Henry Cavill as Wolverine as a replacement for Hugh Jackman. Looks
Okay.
great, acts great, sounds
We
great.
need a little fuzzball in there, a little 5'3".
Yeah, man. And his
Give me a
hair and
little
his
fuzzball.
chops, dude, that he had was perfect, bro. It was great.
He's got a sprinkle. Man, could you imagine if we did a 5'3" Wolverine though? Like I would. That would be so. Danny DeVito, go Danny DeVito.
Dude, the
Yeah.
perfect casting that unfortunately, obviously, he's passed away, but Ian, you know who I'm going to talk about right now. Franco Columbo. Franco Columbo was short, and he was over 200,
Yeah.
and he was super jacked, bro. And if
Yeah.
he was an actor and if he was alive, man, it would have been perfect, because I'll show you an old school pic of him and Arnold together because they were best friends.
Listen, I
But,
I don't want Venom in this movie. I don't want the symbiote in this movie.
I
but
have one more pick. Alex
I also have a
Ludwig.
pick.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that guy.
Hands down. Yeah.
Alex Ludwig.
Dude,
'Cause
I was
that-
about
that-
to bring him up. Yeah. Alexander Ludwig. Yeah, dude.
Alex Ludwig. He was in
Right.
Hunger Games. The big,
Dude,
the
I-
big jack dude.
Well, Vikings.
This
He
is
was in
Franco
Vikings.
Columbo, dude. So Franco Columbo was Arnold's best friend, and he was short, over 200 pounds, super
Yeah.
freaking jacked, man. This stature right here would be perfect for a Wolverine. You know what I mean? So if
Oh yeah,
you were
100%.
if you would have had someone
Wolverine
around
saved
his
his right there.
height, super jacked like that, I think that would have been
My-
absolutely perfect.
I want to say my pick for Eddie Brock though. I do think
Mhm.
that would be a good Wolverine. But I would say my pick for Eddie Brock would be Dacre Montgomery.
Yes.
Do you
I
think
love
so?
that dude.
I do.
Yeah.
He's also
From
31.
Stranger
so
Things and Power Rangers. I do like that
Guys,
guy,
I'm
dude.
You know what?
Googling so many people.
Yeah. The
Billy
Craig Montgomery.
from Stranger Things, and he was
yeah.
the Red Ranger in the Power Rangers live action.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do.
They,
Yeah.
they hated that movie. Dude. I like that movie. That movie was dope.
But watch what is it? It's not what the hell is the one that just came out? The one that's based off of the 80s film.
Faces of Death.
Yeah, Faces of Death.
Yeah.
He was fucking awesome in that.
Yeah.
I
He is
like-
a dope actor. He is dope.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's also bigger. He's got blonde hair. I
Yeah.
do think that
I can see
I
that.
also would think that he looks relatively like him. I think he has a scar here too. So I
can
mean, you
see
even
that.
play that into the role.
I still say it, man. I do want I want I want Reacher as the damn New Tom
Venom.
Hardy, new Venom, dude. I want
Like I
him to
said,
get
yeah.
a Brock, bro.
He'd be good.
He's perfect, bro.
I'm starting to kind of agree with Noah, but again, he's just got to shave off that porno stash, and we're fine. I cannot stand
Eddie
any-
Brock on the scene.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Eddie Brock is clean shaven,
Every
so he can
single
probably just
scene
shave.
that I see Billy in, and he hasn't shaved yet, it pisses me off. It
Yeah, but
makes
he
me
doesn't
mad.
rock the mustache. He didn't have
I
facial
know he
hair in the
doesn't
movie.
rock the mustache, but he after the entirety of the time that he was on Stranger Things and even some
It was
promotional
for the
photos
80s, you
now from-
fool. It was for the 80s. That was the
still
whole
looks
point.
like shit.
That was the point.
Y'all-
He was a
Y'all
sleazy
check
person.
out Alex Ludwig though. Check out Alex Ludwig real quick.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I'm gonna be biased for my pick.
He actually
That-
just got
that-
cast
that dude
for.
right there, dude.
He just got
me
cast
see.
for something.
I would say it's a
Hold
good
on, let me-
choice, though.
Yeah, I think he was in Vikings.
Oh.
He was in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's Uncle 34,
Played
so he's on the
Bjorn
cover too, and he's a
Ironside.
good actor.
I mean,
I
I
feel like
wouldn't be mad at
Tito
it.
in
I
Hollywood.
see one that he's a little bit more jacked. I wouldn't be mad at
Yeah.
Alexander
He is
Ludwig.
taller.
Yeah,
Too. I think he might be
He's
taller.
tall. He's perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
he
wouldn't.
does have a
if
really
he,
evil looking face too. He's got one of those evil.
Yeah.
Oh,
white guy
you
faces.
got to see. So he got jacked in Vikings, and he got
Yeah.
jacked in the last because he was in the last two Bad Boy movies.
yeah, I
Bad
wouldn't
Boys,
be mad at it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at it. That's a good casting. I would not be mad at that. But
He
honestly,
just got
man,
cast as somebody recently, like this week. He just got cast in a comic book. Bro, I'm trying to look it up.
I'm just saying, Alan Richardson, man, he's just huge, bro. Like that dude
Yeah.
has the facial structure. He has the hair. He's just super beefy, bro. Like I'm telling you, I really do think that would be a great Eddie Brock. He really
100%.
would. He would
Yeah.
really would, man. I think that's my top pick.
Oh, that's what it was. I'll say Lucas's boy since he's a Superman fan. James Gunn is trying to court Alexander Ludwig to be his Aquaman.
Ah.
I just
Yeah.
read it right before.
Oh, there you go. Same wavelength, baby. Same wavelength.
Do I like that they're
Damn.
going blonde Arthur Curry with the short hair? Kind of. Do I like that? Him?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
is it
that's
gonna
who it
be
is.
a
He's
good
supposed to.
movie?
He's supposed to be
Probably not.
Aquaman.
It's supposed to be
Yeah.
He has
Aquaman.
such an
Okay.
evil face. He was meant to play an evil white guy.
Harris Dickinson. I just looked him up. I don't agree with that either.
Who's that?
Oh, I have to Google so many names.
I gotta like Google it.
Yeah, I just googled it. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah. So guys, what do you think it goes from here though? The story wise, man. Like, what do you honestly think from the stuff that we've seen?
I really don't know because because if Tombstone is the big bad, if they're like I genuinely believe that the end of this movie is going to be him getting plucked into the Spider-Verse, or at least that's my hope.
Yeah.
But like I just don't want to see the symbiote in this movie. I think that if you stick away from the symbiote from this movie, even if you if I don't think that Jean Grey is in this movie, and I would rather Jean Grey not be in this movie, but if you put Jean Grey in this movie and you do it the right way, I'm fine with it. But
Yeah.
I don't think that you have I don't think you're at the right moment to give Spider-Man the symbiote. I think that is yes, I understand he's at his lowest. That is the worst possible time to give him the symbiote because he has nothing to go back to.
Yeah.
If he has a symbiote. So then this is not the Spider-Man that we think it is if it is Spider-Man. Or
Yeah.
if he gets the symbiote suit. Right? Because Peter needs something to pull him back. And if there's nothing pulling him back from the symbiote and his anger, then why give him the symbiote suit at this point? I just don't see it.
Didn't the animated series when the symbiote came, when J. Jonah's son, came back from the space trip and all that, brought the suit, wasn't Peter and MJ broken up during the 90s animated? And then
Again, but like
when
this
she
is
saw
a
that he was losing his
drastically
shit,
different situation.
she pulled
I
him
feel
back.
Peter has nobody, right? Like so, like this is, but nobody even knows that Peter Parker exists. I feel like it's drastically different than that.
But
than like
she's gonna find out though. Like
I understand.
Gonna,
I do understand that. But again, I just think that I think that it's still like vastly different, like a vastly different situation because of where Peter's at in his life in comparison to where he was at in the regards to like what you're referring, like in what you're talking about. I don't know. I just don't think that it would be the right situation. I don't know. I just don't personally think that it would be the right situation to bring Venom in, and I think it would be very rushed. The next movie where Spider-Man's by himself and you have Venom, and then to retcon the Eddie Brock thing where like it's like, oh yeah, he was in the universe, but no, he's not in the universe. But turns out it's sort of in the universe, but not the same one. That's so fucking messy. I would hate that. I think that you introduce him in Secret Wars. I think
so. My counter to that was the reason why the symbiote was so attracted to Peter wasn't just because of his abilities at the time.
I know, yeah.
But it was also like the symbiote leeching and living off Peter's misery at the time. Like he was at his worst when the symbiote bonded with him.
Yep.
And that's because of the fact that he was like, hey, you're not alone. The symbiote kept putting it in his head, you got me. You know what I mean? And so that's what the symbiote thrived off of, was Peter being at his lowest point. You know what I mean? So Peter could depend on
But the point of that story was to prove that Peter wasn't alone and had other people in his life, and that's what that was part of what drew him out of the suit as well. So,
and that's what I think is going to happen with. That's what I think is going to happen with Frank, Ned, and MJ in this, where you know what I mean. They want to be able to
Frank
pull.
Castle, like, who the hell, Frank?
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, oh.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree with Marcus on that one a little bit. Almost, it not necessarily like I don't really want to see the symbiote in this movie. If I'm being for real, it feels like the symbiote should have its own movie, or at least its own series of movies, if they're gonna do like extended storyline for it. And if they want to do the thing where it's like, you know, Peter's at his lowest, he has no one, and the symbiote is, you know, the only thing that's really there for him, show it in like the ways that they showed in the animated shows and the comics, where it was like the symbiote doing little things for Peter to make his life a little bit easier. And that wasn't because it was trying to consume its mind or because it was evil, as they've retconned in future comics after it and whatnot. But it was just because, you know, it was his host, and he saw that his host was emotionally struggling, physically struggling, you know, because at the time he was also having a lot of issues with his powers and like his place in the world. So with that, if they were to do something more slow burn, again, not in this movie, but in like the next Spider-Man movie going forward, I would much rather that, because I think that is a really cool and powerful story to tell about the symbiote and whatnot, because it really was, you know, Peter's emotional safety blanket in those times where he felt at least as the, you know, he had no one.
Listen, I wouldn't be mad at if the post-credit scene was the continuity of the government capturing that symbiote, and if he is truly dead, that it escapes and goes to his grave and pulls him out of it. You know what I mean? Because we already had that. Again, we already had that tie-in when he's just like, this guy looks tasty. You know what I mean? We already got that, and it's a great tie-in to if it's not in him, right? If it's not in him, it's a perfect thing to go to the grave and pull him out of it. You know what I mean? Again, not saying it's perfect, but it's just the only thing that would make sense story-wise going on to tie all this loose ends together.
I think I would rather an end credit scene tying us into Secret Wars, where he's in
maybe
gets a suit. I would rather that.
I agree with Noah, but rather than Secret Wars, I'd rather an end credit scene tie us into Beyond the Spider-Verse, because I have a feeling that's where they're trying to lead Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And if it's not an end credit scene, if it's like the end of the movie, like Spider-Man or something come out and like, hey, we need your help, sure, that's cool too. I still am a really big fan of Spider-Man getting the suit in Secret Wars, because it was also like the mystery of why the suit was, you know, impervious to attacks, or when it got ripped, it fixed itself, or it made Peter stronger.
It's not a secret anymore, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we had so many versions. We had so many versions of this shit.
Well, yeah, if people were to see it now, they would immediately be like, holy shit, that's Venom. But like, if it doesn't negate the storytelling of it, because they could still play it out as like Peter's trying to figure this out on his own with the Fantastic Four, with other heroes, and people are starting to notice differences in him, but he's not really seeing it. I don't know. I like the mystery that came with the symbiote because it was just really well done. And it was like, it was gradual. It wasn't the symbiote's immediately evil. And it was never really like the symbiote was evil per se. It was just
according to Todd McFarlane, it was. That was changed.
Well, yeah, Todd McFarlane created Venom, the character, and he wanted Venom to be a villain. But the symbiote wasn't. I don't think the symbiote was created by him. At least the black suit.
No, it wasn't. But when he made Venom to be evil. So, but that's the thing. So the symbiote wasn't a thing. It was just Spidey had a black suit. He made the suit into a symbiote and then made Venom and then turned it and wanted it evil. Yeah. Which I like the anti-hero stories, but I do think that Venom is better as a villain and a reluctant hero at times when he's overpowered by other symbiotes.
Yep, when he had to team up with Spidey to fight Carnage and everybody else.
It was better when it was more of a one. I just don't think that the lethal. If the lethal protector was the means of like Eddie Brock wants to help people, Venom wants to eat people. It's that's a mutual symbiosis, but I would think that there should still be turmoil. And because Venom is not.
I can only.
Eddie Brock wasn't a good guy either.
Yeah. I can only disagree because of the whole Agent Venom storyline. And granted, that entire storyline was basically a retcon to Venom's character.
Yeah.
So it's not the original intention, yes, but I saw it a little bit more because, Agent Venom, he started out, he was just the suit for Flash, and then he went with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he started having some really big realizations about his place in the world or whatever. And he started, realize the symbiote and Flash together started realizing that he didn't have to be a villain. He didn't necessarily have to be a hero, but doing the right thing is usually better than doing the wrong thing. So it was a cool redemption storyline that I hold pretty close to my heart because I like Flash's part in it. I like that he is also trying to find redemption from being the bully for all the years of Spider-Man and whatnot. And it's just it was really cool. I just like it. I like Agent Venom.
I like what Sarah said. So many universes, they did the multiverse, so this could work moving forward. Yeah, I mean, I think Sony, especially when they did the multiverse off the comic lines, I think they did it well to show that it can work if you know what the hell you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like if you actually genuinely care and know what the hell you're talking about, it can work. So Melissa,
Sony, infamous for not knowing what the hell they're talking about.
For real, right? Melissa, for you, as someone that is not like deep heavy into the comics like we are and whatnot, where do you see it going? Because you share so many views similar to the general audience as well. That's just coming in for the movies and maybe even possibly the cartoons. So what do you think and where does this go?
I really don't know. I'm still I was thinking, are they killing Tom Holland off as a Spider-Man in this one in general? Because so far we've seen every franchise has done at least 2 or 3 with the actor. We've seen about 5 movies now with Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
This will be his fourth one in his franchise.
Is he under contract for 6 or 7, or could this quite possibly be the last with Tom Holland?
Yeah.
So
and it's going to emerge as a different Spider-Man just in general. It'll be a Spider-Man, but it's not Tom Holland's character.
Interesting.
So this movie actually renewed his contract.
Yeah.
So because he was contracted for his 3 original films plus the the Cap film and 2 Avengers film.
Yep.
So he signed a 6-picture deal, and then this is the start of his new contract, and I forgot how many films.
It's floating around. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going to be the one that's like, yeah, it's true, but it's floating around that he has another 5 movies. This is one, and that he has another 5. So he did another 6-movie deal.
Yeah.
So, and then Secret Wars would be confirmed. I think he's confirmed to be in, right?
Yes. Yes.
So then that would
allegedly.
That would be a 2 out of 5. Yeah, that would be because I think it contracts as Spider-Man as the character, not the movie title.
Well,
are they planning any other Captain America movies with him?
No, I mean we got to see what happens with Doomsday. I mean we got to see, because right now apparently they're trying to. This is the soft reboot of the Marvel universe, So we got to
Not
see if
doing.
we got to see if it's an X-Men crossover, a Fantastic Four crossover, or whatever crossover, right?
Mhm.
That may be potentially in the future. So
I just know that there's things about about Doomsday that I'm not gonna like because of the way that the characters are being introduced to other characters for the first time. Because like this is like the Avengers are meeting the X-Men this way, and
Yep.
the Avengers are meeting like just so many other teams that we're gonna get in this movie in such like just such a disingenuine way. I feel like these characters should not only exist in other like I get it, you want to tie the other Fox universes to, like you can still do that, but like these characters should exist already in the MCU. And like I get I get it, they can own the characters, but that does not mean that they have to be introduced solely based off of their multiversal counterparts, and they don't exist in the MCU. I don't like that. I think that you easily could have had the Baxter Building be purchased, or the Avengers building was purchased by the Fantastic Four. That's the Baxter Building. You go based off of that after the events of the Avengers, because Spider-Man's connected to them. Spider-Man's also connected to the X-Men. They live upstate. They're farther out. That would have made sense to introduce them this way in the genetic mutation of Spider-Man's abilities. I would have preferred that, but no, instead you're going to introduce them as the multiversal counterparts from the Fox universe. I just don't. I'm gonna be. I know I'm gonna be.
It's a lot of these are characters but it's also a lot of characters that we don't really have any emotional attachment to.
Exactly.
It was.
I'm gonna be real.
Spider-Man.
Well, it's different with Spider-Man because Spider-Man is everybody that I know has an emotional attachment to Spider-Man, no matter what he is or isn't in a movie.
Well, but it also makes sense in a Spider-Verse storyline sense, anyways. Introducing Toby and Andrew and putting them in that storyline, it made sense, which is why the story was good, because it just made sense.
This Doomsday plotline
and the Fantastic Four, I don't like it.
Well, so this Doomsday plotline, in my head, makes sense only because of the incursions and the multiversal bullshit that's going on.
Yes, and
my problem is
Captain America.
That well, that's like my problem is though that like a lot of these characters that are getting put into this movie, as well as like some of the returning characters, are characters that we don't really care about anymore. Like. And that's not by any fault of the actors or the movies that I know some of the movies, but like it's not any of the fault of the actors. It's just like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is one of the biggest problems I have right now because I don't care. We got one movie of him and nothing more since. The Marvels, I do not care if they're in this movie because we've only seen them.
Movie?
Beats me. I saw the Miss Marvel's in the movie, to my knowledge.
Kamala Khan?
Yeah.
So they have Kamala Khan,
to my
but
knowledge.
They don't have Photon and Captain Marvel. Whatever.
I do not know. But that's
just put it to you this way.
We haven't had these characters around long enough to build the emotional, attraction to them being in this movie.
It's so funny because like I had this conversation with Dave as well, where it's like we were talking about like I've seen people say like that we like people who are like upset that there's not build up to. It's like, oh, who cares, right? Like 90% of villains in movies are not built up throughout several movies. Like, yeah, I get that, but this is not every other type of film. This is a franchise based off of comic books that are built upon. And even if you're like, oh, well, not every villain does that. Like, Doom is not every villain. Doom has stories. Doom has content. Doom has build up. Doom has I just don't understand where like oh well you just need to like deal with the fact that it's not built up. It's like not every villain's built up. These are not everyday situations, right? These are
you're right.
Noah, but even in those everyday quote unquote situations though, if you don't have a villain that's built up at least in some way, it's not a compelling villain.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Even with Darth Vader and Palpatine, right? Even though they weren't shown, they were built up with dialogue, right? And so that's just storytelling, right? And so the fact,
atmosphere,
and atmosphere, right? So you knew that Darth Vader was in charge of this, but then he kept saying to other people, remember, he's like, my master is not as kind as I am, like when he used to spare people, right? When he used to just choke them out and not kill them. Yeah, he would always say, my master this, my master that. So we're like, who the hell is this guy? And even though Palpatine only showed up, even though he showed up only a little bit and throughout the franchise, he was already built up with dialogue, right?
It's like guys, we don't typically talk. It's like, guys, 90% of the villains are not built up. It's like, yeah, but the ones that you typically end up remembering throughout time are the ones that are built up through storytelling and through the presence of their character. Like,
that's always been Marvel's problem with Disney's problem was handling villains.
Yeah,
and very few, like you said, were built up properly, like Thanos, like Killmonger.
And I still
Thanos was, but remember, it was a lot of post-credit scenes with Thanos, right?
Yeah,
of showing you the big bad.
Like, but I mean, like even Killmonger in Black Panther, who's still considered one of the best villains in the MCU, they built him properly in that film.
Yeah, and in one film.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
just
they wasted the character.
Man.
They wasted the character.
They did waste the character, but it goes to show story-wise.
Yeah,
in a film.
It
can happen in one film. It can happen in one film or a lot of films, as long as you do it appropriately. You know what I mean? And properly. And so, if they did Doctor Doom properly in Fantastic Four, instead of having Galactus as the damn villain, and you had Doom as the villain to tie into Doomsday, different story. Why do we need to reboot Fantastic Four 2? Just saying.
I think rather than replacing Galactus with Doom, they should have replaced Mole Man with Doom.
Yeah.
So hear me out. I know it sounds like a little goofy. Exactly. But so in the story, I get like he leads the Underminers or whatever. I don't know. But that's how they save the city from Galactus's attack. Sure. Why not instead place Doctor Doom in that point? And they already have teleportation. So why don't they have them work out a thing with Stu and Doctor Doom, since there's story there? Yeah, and I don't like the Fantastic Four movie.
You're absolutely right.
Really cool.
That's fair. Not to have Mole Man at all. That's fair. That's really
you're absolutely right, because instead of going to the underworld, they go or whatever it's called, right? Like they go to Latveria because Reed knows Doom, and he goes to him for help.
Yep. And he would be like, I would never do this. He would like, I would never ask you for a favor except for this one time.
And then then it even makes your end credit scene make more sense. And why? Because of what's going on, Reed or Doom catches interest in Franklin, because he's like, why would this otherworldly god have such a interest in your child and your offspring, right?
Yep.
So that builds interest in the character. You're right. Yeah, Lucas, you are 100% right.
Yep.
Like that would.
I'll take my flowers. I'll take the champagne. Let's roll it.
For the first time, everyone, let's give Lucas a round of the hand that we all agree with him.
So this is what this is minor. I know y'all probably don't care about it, but this is pissing me off about Doomsday. You finally bring in my personal favorite X-Men and Gambit, in Deadpool and Wolverine, just to have him fight Shang-Chi, and that world may die because of the incursion. So, like, what's going to happen to Gambit? Are we going to bring him back in the future X-Men movie, or is he dead? Like,
no, I think he's dead, because when you look, is Gambit in that scene with the Sentinels?
No, he's in the mansion. He's in the mansion.
No, not the mansion. The Sentinel scene when they're all fighting Doom.
Outside, yes, he's outside.
Yeah,
outside.
Is he outside?
Okay, so he doesn't die with the war.
Okay, so is Shang-Chi though.
Shang-Chi was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I have a feeling the mansion, all the scenes that we see in the mansion are going to be one complete set. I don't think there's going to be different times in the mansion. I think we're just going to get straight into it.
No, I think the mansion, when they travel to that universe. No, I think you're right, Lucas. When they travel to that universe, they're going to have that battle there. And then the individuals that get transported away from there would be Cyclops, Mystique, Nightcrawler, and Gambit, while everyone else dies. Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen. By the way, like I said, I was watching some of my favorite YouTubers on this. How many times are we going to kill those guys?
I know.
How many times are we going to kill them, man?
Well, according to Patrick Stewart, he said this is
bro. Like, come on, man.
According to Patrick Stewart, this is supposed to be his last one. But
that with Logan.
Yeah.
He says that every time.
He says that every time.
Every time it's the last one.
I love that we brought back the original actress for Mystique. I love the comic accurate suit, and I fucking love the Sentinels. They look amazing. I'm so
but her
glad
design looks like trash.
I'm not a big fan of the
design.
suit.
I'm not saying the prosthetics don't look fantastic, but I'm glad that we're just actually doing the fucking costume though.
Yeah, the OG costumes.
Yeah, the OG costume looks great. I think it looks a little press-on-y. That is a problem. I will agree.
That's because they made her skin lighter blue than what it was in the previous film. She had the dark.
But here's the
well,
deal.
That's also what I know.
She looks completely different. Dude, if they had her, right? If they had her in the same setup that she always had and just changed the color, it would look great. But it's not the same setup. You can tell, bro. It looks basura, bro.
My biggest issue is that that it's royal blue with navy blue. If they had color matched the prosthetics better, I think it would have been fine.
I mean, it looks like someone's cosplaying Mystique. That's the problem.
I'm not a big fan
the eyes look great too.
And then why does Nightcrawler have white hair, bro?
Because it's Nightcrawler in modern designs to his age.
That's so dumb.
Like, yeah,
right. He's old man Nightcrawler.
My problem with the casting, my problem with the casting of these characters is I don't understand why you're introducing these characters this way. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's like Deadpool said. Only 20 years. It only took 20 freaking years for this to finally happen.
Yeah. Because we want to give it to the fans. You should have thought about that when we were asking for it, when you were selling the rights off to these fucking characters. But no, you wanted to cater to this. You wanted to get your quick bucks, and you wanted to cater to average viewers. When everybody that was making money on the comic book, that you were making money on the comic books because of the comic fans, not because of average fans. I just don't understand it.
I don't either.
Yeah, let's sell Spider-Man.
Yeah,
let's sell.
There's
Let's sell
one
our
big
top-selling
reason
guys.
why all of these movies exist, and that is because a shit ton of people read these comics, whether it was the 80s, the 90s, the 60s for that matter, like into the 2000s. A shit ton of people were reading these comics for good reason, and these people don't.
I know that Marvel went through financial hardships at certain points, and that's why they were selling characters off. But you sold off the movie rights to your biggest characters. Like, you couldn't leverage any sort of financial deals with the characters that weren't. I'm sure people would have bought them. I'm sure you could have gotten something for those characters in comparison to the larger characters like Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. I don't know. I'm just so confused as to the route that was taken.
Yeah.
But I'm often confused by the route taken.
Now, most of it's home now, so that's the good news. Is that
instead of reintroducing these characters properly,
if the MCU fails today, and they decided to wait a couple of years and start it up again as the Marvel universe, not just the Avengers universe, it would work out a little bit better. But they need to have some kind of buffer. Because they can't just end the MCU as we know it right now and just restart like nothing happened.
They are though. That's
probably what they're going to do.
I don't know what they're doing, but honestly, it just fell apart after Endgame, and it's because I don't know if they had the blueprint entirely mapped out from beginning to end, but I know they definitely knew where they were ending they knew that they were going to Thanos.
They had everything planned out to Endgame.
No, that's
that was it.
No, they knew where they were going, so the rest of this shit is just filler.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they knew that they were getting to Thanos, and they had certain points mapped. I'm not saying that they had it entirely mapped. Absolutely not. But I'm saying that they definitely knew that they were getting to Thanos, and they had certain trajectories of how they were going to get there. But it obviously wasn't seamless. But it was still compelling. What they're doing now is just throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks. But it doesn't, none of it matters. If you go back and watch all these things, they don't connect, so they're not important, so they don't matter. So when you go from everything having a purpose and connecting to with certain plot holes, obviously connecting to Endgame or other movies at some certain point, but then you don't continue with that trend in your shows and in your movies that are coming on after the fact, then I just lose interest.
Facts.
And it's
Yeah.
like you can
Well,
defend
that's to the
you can
same
use
point.
the argument that 90% of villains are not built up in that way. I don't care, because that's what the formula has been, that they have been building upon a larger story, and they finished it with Endgame. You could say Far From Home, sure, but like, if Far From Home was the end of the Infinity War story, then it should have also been the build up to street level heroes again. You should have introduced Fantastic Four in some way, and it should have been the build up to the mutants in the future, because that is how that's how you get all of your other stories, through Spider-Man, and that's how you get all of your money, through Spider-Man. And then you start branching your other stories and your other characters and giving them their own movies and shows and whatnot. But it should have been with Spider-Man. It should not have been with whatever the fuck they decided that they wanted to do.
I mean, Noah,
we still got one more thing.
Oh boy,
that they're connecting. That's coming out after Spider-Man. I forgot. We still got Vision Quest coming out in October.
Oh my
God! I can't wait to see Vision again.
Oh my
God!
Like I said,
I'm worried about him.
Yeah,
October
White
14th.
Vision
I was
comes
like,
back.
no.
October 14th.
What's
October
wide
14th
open now?
release.
I
Literally,
get it.
why?
Oh, wait, Vision Quest is a show, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
October 14th.
Let's
West
do more
Coast
homework
Avengers.
with the shows. Get out of here, dude. Anyway,
Like, again,
Is that like with Wanda?
yeah, remember,
Yeah.
Melissa? Remember when White Vision flew away?
WandaVision.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly my point.
It's been so long.
Exactly my point. Thank you. Point
It
proven.
was so long ago.
Yeah.
It was so
It's
long
been so
ago.
long. I'm already waiting for the Agatha series to come back, but I know that was only a one and done.
Yeah, man, dude,
Yeah.
whatever. Listen, I
And that's the thing, you
Noah,
introduced
I agree
death.
with you.
After
Noah, I agree
Thanos.
with you on that. I agree with you on that. We've talked about it plenty of times. They should have, segued to Spider-Man. But all right, let's round robin, guys. Let's round robin. Any final thoughts? We'll start with Ian, and then we'll go all the way and end with Noah. Y'all, any final thoughts on this?
Just on what, Spider-Man or just MCU?
Yep. Yeah, Spider-Man before we see it in a couple of days.
I think it's just going to be like a simplified movie, but I think it's a build up of the symbiote. I don't think we're going to see like the full symbiote. I think it's just going to be little by little. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he's going to fight like a whole nother story, but it's like that little by little. You know what I'm saying? Especially that whole scene where he's getting scanned by Banner, and you can literally see like a black, like shadow looking thing in his body. I just say the symbiote's coming.
Yeah. Lucas?
I do not think that this is going to be a symbiote story. I don't know. It just doesn't make too much sense for me, I guess. I'll have to like really look back at the trailers and stuff. I think this movie is going to be pretty great either way. I really, like I said in the ranking, I am fully ready to rank this at superior if it ends up being superior. It just, it has to be good, and I think it's on a pretty good path to do that.
Nice. Marcus?
Oh, and Jean Grey is definitely in this fucking movie.
I'm with
There's
Lucas,
no way.
man. I mean, if it's not anybody else who we hoped it was, like Madeline or whatever, it's definitely Jean. I'm hoping that Tombstone isn't wasted, because he is one of my favorite Spidey villains. I hope they don't kill him off. I just hope that he's used properly and that he's like a threat in this film. You know what I mean? Because Lonnie was always a threat to Spidey. Like, in all the comics, all the cartoons, shit, Spidey really couldn't do much to him.
I'm
You know
begging,
what I mean?
bro. I'm begging that someone hands his ass.
Yeah,
on fire.
so I'm and then the actor that's playing him, man, like none of y'all outside of Ian that watch Black Lightning, so Crondon and Black Lightning
I
was
watched Black
fucking.
Lightning.
You watched it?
So you know who we're talking about, right? You know who we're talking about then.
Okay.
The villain of that show, that dude's quips are so on point. I'm hoping that he brings that same energy to this film.
Nice.
Yeah.
Melissa?
Well, the way you guys are talking, I'm kind of hoping for Marcus's sake that when they do bring Tombstone back, they lead him into a villain in the next movie as well, because I have a feeling they're throwing so many characters at us this time around that we're gonna get lost and be like, no one's story is really gonna get developed.
Yep.
And we've seen this happen time and time again with these type of movies, right? So, I mean, I feel like it's maybe a dark version of Tom Holland simply because, he doesn't have Mary Jane in his life. And I think that was the person that like centered him. And
I like that.
If it's going to go into a Venom situation, like I hope they don't spend the whole time in the movie with it, simply because we do have like 3 other Venom movies that we went through and things like that. I can understand like having him turn into that, but I don't want it to be the main focus. I'd rather some other story develop.
Yeah.
I would love it to go into live action, Spider-Verse. If they bring him, Miles, Gwen, like all the characters that we start to love from the cartoons, back into the movie more. So, but we got to see. I mean, hopefully they're listening and they actually paid attention this time. But we're also talking about Disney that fucked up Star Wars, so
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, you proved our point time and time again with too many multiverse, too many characters, too many shows. You know what I mean? And then how the time frame is just so far apart from each other that it just gets confusing. And everyone's like, wait, what? Wait, we're finally getting Vision? That was back like what, COVID days, guys? Yeah, it was back like COVID days, bro.
Wait, he's back. Oh, wait, he's gone again. Wait.
Yeah,
did we get him back technically?
What happened all this time? You know what I mean? It's just like, if Deadpool even comes across him, I hope to God that he makes a joke about it.
Like, where the fuck
good
you been?
Lord, please.
Like, where you been?
Yeah, where you been? You've been gone for like 10 years, dude.
Like, that's why I kind of would love to see Deadpool and Wolverine both in this movie, just as like even if it's just a flyby.
I really, really genuinely hope that Deadpool takes a moment to just look at the camera. This is a real mess, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd be great. So what I think is, I still think the symbiote's going to happen. I think they are going to get that shot out of the grave of him coming. But I think, like you guys are saying, it's not. We're not going to see what the full symbiote is capable of until the next movie, right? So and hopefully they do it right. The build up that Tom feels great. He's all alone, like Marcus and all of you guys were saying about the cartoons and the comics that it's just a symbiote whispering in his head, "Hey man, I'm your best friend. You got me," type deal. And while he's doing some heinous shit, right? Like I would love to see in the next movie that he gets really dark and he's like, "Oh my God, what am I doing?" And then the symbiote's like, "They deserved it. You did the right thing." You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what I hated about Tom Hardy's
Cool
films. I
shit
was
like that.
making Venom a comedian and silly.
Yeah, clown.
That's not Venom. That is not Venom.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would love
That's
to see
like
that, that you see the
Venom.
twisting of the mind of his mind that he starts spiraling down until he fucking realizes it. You know what I mean? In the cartoon, he realized it when he was about to kill Shocker, and thank God that bell rang. You know what I mean? And it snapped him into his senses. So it would be cool to see a spiraling down Spider-Man due to this thing, right? I would hate to see that he gets the suit and comes out of the grave if he dies for real. Comes out of the grave, and then all of a sudden, next movie. You know what I mean? Next movie, you just jump into. He's totally in control. It's like what? Like what are we doing? Like all of a sudden, Venom is a comedian again. It's like, oh man, I would hate that. But I think that's where I think that's where this movie's going, man. If my theory is correct about Madam Web, I would love that. You know what I mean? I think that's honestly the best tie-in story through the whole thing. The best tie-in story the best tie-in thing to move it forward, entire Spider-Man story, is to connect it with Beyond the Spider-Verse and Madam Web. That is the most fluid I would see it going, right? Not just have him just show up in Secret Wars as his second movie, but just to fluidly connect it into the others, But again, wouldn't be mad if the Venom symbiote did come out at the end. All right, Noah.
Well, I
you're
would
up.
even say it would be pretty funny too if, like, he gets whisked away to the Spider-Verse thing, and then immediately after that, he's just put into Secret Wars, and he's like, it's that damn Parker Luck or whatever.
Yeah, right. Oh, just my luck. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. That for him to be like, yeah, damn it, I want to go home.
Wait,
It's gonna be like what's his brother, Jaden Smith and the Karate Kid. I want to go home.
He just like drops him off. It's like, wait, this isn't my city. It's like, where the hell are we? It's like, yeah, your journey's not yet done, my child. And she just fucking disappears. It's like, I'm done with your games, your reels, and your rules.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah, just get rid of Dakota Johnson as Madam Web, though.
Oh yeah, please God.
I think that.
Good. I thought you guys were gonna tell me I have to watch it now. It's really please no.
No, please don't.
She's always been a bland, but she's always been a bland actress to me. Period.
Save yourself the trouble.
Yeah.
Didn't you do a knockoff Morlun in a shitty spider outfit, whatever? Like, I don't know. That whole I can't stand any of those movies. I don't think this, I also don't think that the symbiote's going to be in this movie. I would rather he's not. I would rather that that gets saved for Secret Wars. I also do want Tombstone to be in this movie. I would rather he consistently remain the big bad. And it would make sense because if you can't get your Kingpin in this to have him be the reoccurring villain, I do agree that it would make more sense that you have Tombstone do it. Because and just incorporate your own stories if you must into it, like as long as you portray the character properly. Like I do think that you can have him be a reoccurring character in Spider-Man's world and be a more important big bad. And I'm hoping that because we haven't seen anything, like I don't think have we even seen stills on this guy? We've seen nothing on this guy.
Not even a shot in a trailer.
Yeah, my hopes is that it's under wraps, and they're like, I don't know, like we're just gonna get something spectacular out of Tombstone that we just haven't seen.
Wait, hold on.
That's my
rather amazing, right? Rather amazing.
Someone even say stupendous.
You're superior.
It'll be spectacular. It'll be spectacular.
Oh my God. Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Then give me Fire Girl, goddammit.
Yeah, right.
I do think that this movie's gonna be good. I just don't know what it's like. I don't know if it's gonna tie into another Spider-Man movie. So like, I would like Tombstone to come back, but if the incursions are gonna take out all the universes and then it's gonna be reset, like I don't know where we're like. I'm just so confused as to where this movie's gonna lead. If it's like, unless it's leading into Spider-Verse, like that is the most plausible answer for me, is that it's leading into beyond Spider-Verse and then into Secret Wars, like that, and then that's your third movie in his 5-movie contract. Like
absolutely,
that makes the most sense to me. Like other than that, I don't know how you continue storylines when your plan is to erase universes and reset things. Like I don't know. I'm confused, but I do think that regardless, this movie is gonna have, at the very least, some awesome fucking action sequences.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we're gonna see this in a couple of days. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. We appreciate you, and stay tuned for our reaction or non-spoiler review on this thing. So we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Oh no, why is it taking so long for the outro? No! Whoa, did we just get sucked into the Spider-Verse?
It just swung right in.
Spider Girl.
I'm kind of on the opposite of Marcus.
Spider Ham.